of Cybertron. Of Cybertron. Cybertrons. Of Cybertron. Cybertrons. Of Cybertron. Of Cybertrons. 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 Cybertrons. Of Cybertron. Cybertrons. Of Cybertron.
We now return you to the children of Primus.
Ooh, a new guy doing the sequence.
Yes.
He just jumped into the chair.
How's everyone doing?
Really good.
Yeah. I gotta. Oh, you're muted, Mr. Magnus.
Mr. Magnus is on mute.
Well, you said to make sure we didn't say anything, so I made sure I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Well, and now we can start the stream because Toy Warp has arrived.
Yeah, see, now you've been graced with my presence. Or something.
Something. And TFJOHNNY, long time no see.
Right?
Hello, hello.
I'm just imagining that the sick beats sort of forming the backdrop of a hurry up montage of you trying to get your stuff ready. Yeah. Yeah. I got a couple new things here I'm gonna pop open and noodle with as we go. One of them is I got some New Age stuff for the first time ever. Oh gosh, it's all blown out. There we go. Of course I got it because this is their take on Hubcap. And over here is their take on Bug Bite. And I already opened these before. I just keep them in here for safekeeping right now because they're tiny. These are like the size of a loony each. And then appropriate for Halloween because the Spirit Halloweens are open here in Ontario. I found Legacy Evolution Bludgeon, so be popping this guy open. And partially because Bludgeon's cool, and partially because I really liked Tarn, and he's a retool of Tarn. So sometimes a mold is so nice I buy it twice.
Nice. Any other figures?
Oh, just these two. These are co-tools of each other, so technically I got two molds in one go, so...
Nice.
Yeah. Of course, it won't compare to the gigantic pile of stuff that Mr. Magnus has got.
You didn't get that at Spirit of Halloween, did you?
No.
Okay, yeah.
It was on the same trip, but...
Gotcha.
All right, so you want me to go on?
Speaking of Halloween, Lovelow's avatar appears to be some sort of cat cryptid.
And it says, Ba Weep Garana Weep Nini Bong. So,
Greetings to you, too.
I got no treats for you, bro.
Have any snacks for us?
So, first off from Hasbro Pulse.
Oh, the big one. The big set. There's something so joyous about opening up a big set like that.
I was thinking about getting it.
Oh, man, I've been seeing that posted all day, yeah.
Yeah, they're just an old-fashioned G1 style combiner box set.
Nice.
And
But it's the new
it has
guys.
the combiner's text on the back.
Oh, nice. They even got that there. Oh, is that wow? A tech specs on a Transformer release in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one
Now,
shows.
hey Magnus, does that box do the cars come out of the window to display, or was that? I seen earlier somebody had the box sitting upright, and they had like the cars sitting out on like a little shelf, like a mirrored shelf. Does that come out of the box like that, or was that something they did?
They're all on one big piece of cardboard, shelved out like that.
Yeah, he had his like outside the box.
Oh, I haven't done that yet, but we can do it.
Ooh. Yeah, I just wondered if that was a box thing or if that was something that guy did.
I got a combiner too.
What is that? What kind of combiner is that? That's
Sorry about the late, guys. It's Devastator New Age.
oh, New Age. Hey, just like the New Age stuff I picked up.
I got a few New Age stuff. I also got Mirage and Wheeljack.
Oh, Jazz, you mean?
Nice.
Or Jazz, sorry. Yeah. I want Wheeljack's on its way, I hope. Soon. But I think that's Unique Choice. Or not Unique Choice, Magic Square. So I'm getting that one from, not New Age.
Man, I got a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, they're just on cardboard, eh?
Yep. You got to get that DNA kit for that if you're gonna take it out, Magnus.
Got it. This is my third one. Well, technically my fourth one. I have them in combine mode. I have them loose, and I've got a box set of them, and now I've got this one.
Jesus, that's all.
Whenever we can't find stock, it's because Mr. Magnus has it all. That's my policy.
Yep. As Charlie C has asked Magnus, how many copies of Minosaur did you get? Which he's already answered.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I can't find anywhere in Canada.
I mean, let's put it this way. I have 2 sets of the what's that big one over there? Because Minnesota is my favorite Decepticon combiner. They have the youth version and the regular version. I can't think of what their name is.
Oh, Toy World.
Well, and Freakenstein, were you saying that you're not? Which character are you saying you're not able to get?
Not one has been anywhere at GameStop, Target, or Toys R Us, or Walmart in my city. Not one piece to that combiner. Not one.
Wow. You know what? It's interesting. I don't think I've seen any of those combiners in Walmarts.
None. We have not gotten them.
I've seen some of them.
In Canada,
the big Commander Motormaster, I saw him at GameStop. Yeah.
I got my Motormasters off of Hasbro Pulse.
I got 2 GameStop. And you know what? I will not buy from Hasbro Pulse ever again. I'm paying just as much for the shipping as I am for the product every time. And not only that, I get dinged it.
Right.
It's not right.
The last thing I got off there was a Shattered Glass Flame War because you can't get that in Canada because it wasn't released here. But I never order anything else off of Pulse if you're a Canadian because the shipping and exchange is just never worth it.
Not even close. Like
I got something too this week, but I'm not going to be opening it
from Shozy. So just
my gosh, look at that!
I got this card, a Starscream on it.
I like how we showed that. Well, he's got his $1,000 G1 Bumblebee on display too.
And trying to get the glare off of it.
Those come with all the Shozy purchases. I got a million of those.
Oh, do they? This is the only second one I've ever had.
Yeah.
Hey, show us the Bumblebee. Show us the Bumblebee. Zoom into that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's a nice looking gears.
Yeah. So this is the Fans Toys, and this is the Bag Cube. I did a little comparison on my Instagram. This thing right here is outstanding, though. I love it.
Yeah.
It looks great.
So to go to Toy Works thing. There we go.
Oh man, nice.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
the thing that gets me.
He's actually in way better shape than what the ad shows. I mean, the guy couldn't have took worse pictures of it, and it's in such good shape. I haven't even taken it out of the protector yet because I don't have any rubber gloves to put on to handle it.
Yeah.
That's not an encore, right?
See-
That's original.
Do
Yeah,
what?
that's an original.
Wait, what?
No,
That's
this is
not
original.
that's
This is,
not an
yeah, it's original. That's why it cost $1,200.
encore.
So it's
Now, the thing that I didn't notice, that I didn't know about these until I saw that one there that you got, is it's the yellow one, but it's got a picture of the red Bumblebee on the box.
I know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You gotta get the
I don't think I've paid enough attention, but I'm like, was that standard operating procedure, or is that like?
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah. It's so
Talking
weird.
iPhone stuff.
I don't think they totally underestimated the popularity of the character in the cartoon. I think if they would have known, they wouldn't have included like variants on the freaking card.
Yeah.
100%. He ended up being more popular than expected.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Elita 1.
Very nice.
The Elita one. It's the Elita one. Nice.
Oh, that's the freak Elita one. With the big boot, the hips, the butt, the boobs. Nice. That thing has really good paint apps. I had that too. I sold mine though. Yeah, it's really good paint apps on that.
So
Well,
I just
speaking
popped this
of-
guy open if you want to have a quick look.
Cool.
This is
Just
the
before we
new
zoom over
bludgeon.
to you,
Oh,
Princeton Phalanx 59 says hello.
Thanks for
Welcome.
tuning in.
Yep. Evan Former, well, welcome once again, says hello.
What's up, Evan Former?
Yep. Another Canadian in the house.
Mhm.
And Charlie C says, I found Motor Master once in Nebraska.
So that's where they all went.
Yes.
So since you brought out your Bumblebee, I had to bring out mine.
That's a good Bumblebee.
My mom had this for my birthday gift, so she made another one. She just keeps on making. But look, I got something that no one else has got, and that's this. She made me a scarf with the Autobot symbol and the Decepticon.
See, that's cool. And a happy belated birthday. They didn't,
Thank
didn't
you very
mention
much.
it. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Freakenstein.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you,
Happy birthday.
thank you.
Yeah. Over to Sedum Buck Arts, who's been quietly playing with his Devastator, with his Minosaur in the
Yeah, that's
background
the
there.
standard retail release.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like them. I think I finally got them on Tuesday. Maybe because I play Forged to Fight, I just messed around with Motormaster the first day or two, and then other 2 days just the Motormaster as the skeleton Minosaur, and only to this morning I did the whole chicken caboodle with his buddies on him. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of what they did with the Power of the Prime's leaders, with how they handled Motormaster into a standalone Minosaur. And then I guess with the way his the other guys attach, kind of reminds me of Armada, Megatron, and Tidal Wave.
Yeah, I could see that.
And then with the knees, obviously those are combiner warport, so you got like 3 eras of Transformer engineering all kind of mixed together.
That is an interesting way of looking at it. Also, Jesus Christ, there's the Nemesis.
Oh God. Yeah, I saw Chris McFeely has a video out about that yesterday, but I hadn't watched it yet.
Oh,
I did a video. I did 3 videos on that thing already.
Mhm.
I think in his case, he's doing it as the quote unquote the basics, the character bio things that he does, not the tour reviews. So
Oh, I had her blasting on my short.
Nothing wrong to stay in the box.
Another
So,
one
one that I opened on here the other night, and 2 shrapnels.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. And technically, you can army build those because they can do clones anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me.
Yeah, I wonder if
I
somebody threw a display
have at
could,
least, I have at least 2, if not 3 to 4 of every one of these designs, and they have the originals. So that I can do an Insecticon army if I want to do a collage with them.
That'd be a nice looking idea too, because they're all the same design, but they're all slightly different takes on it. So there's like a little bit of variety in the image.
Yep, and was it the magic square ones that are the little bitty ones?
Yeah.
They're only like 2 inches tall, 2 or 3 inches tall. I've got 2 sets of those over there. They're really cool too.
Nice. Well, it's funny when you go through like all the different groups and you see people building their armies. It's either armies of seekers or of sweeps, but people forget to build the army of Insecticons.
I didn't. I got quite a few copies in there.
By the way, just for scale purposes, this is a G1 hubcap. This is the New Age one. This is the kind of small size we're operating on.
Wow.
Yeah. So these guys are tiny.
Crazy tiny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, speaking of army building, I still got my Prime Wars set of them, the Legends. So the only one I got left is whatever that the recent most legacy one is. And then I'll have all the legacy ones and all of the Prime War ones.
Mm-hmm.
These are tiny, but they don't transform.
Those are cool.
Oh yeah, the little mini bots.
They're die-cast set. That's what it is. I thought it'd be good for a chess set, but there's not enough.
You need set 1 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but that's exactly what we thought of when we first saw them as like they're perfect for a chess set.
we got a lot of stuff showing today. Hey guys, like everybody got Christmas for my birthday. So
John,
I got this guy too, and he goes with those model kits for Rise of the Beast. This is Optimus Prime one.
Oh, nice.
Cool. And Johnny, you were about to say something.
I was saying that those data toys, those metal toys that Frankenstein showed. I think there's 2 ways of those. But I also picked up that Made Toys, the unofficial, the original, the Point Blank.
Oh yeah, because they re-released it, quote unquote.
Yeah. Quote unquote, yeah.
I need a better camera. This thing does not do it justice. But it's cool.
It's good.
Nice. So now I have all
here.
Which is fun.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Does it feel KOE or does it feel legit?
You know what? It feels like a hard hat and it feels like Chrome Dome. Same consistency in the plastic. It does feel a little. It doesn't feel bad, like cheap, but it doesn't feel like high grade either. So it's kind of, I guess, middle grade. That's the thing. But it looks nice. I'd say it looks nice on the shelf.
Yeah, it counts.
And it was $70. Can't beat it.
Mm.
That thing was going for 300 plus on eBay before they re-released it.
Wow.
Hey,
Anybody who bought that, like in the meantime, in between, has got to be kicking themselves right now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who likes the Funko Pops?
What did you just say?
Because I just got one signed by Frank from the BotCon.
Okay.
Amazing. Special edition. That's cool. That's cool.
Okay, now I got 4 of these things, and I will never open them.
This is what my sword did to Elsa, and there was nothing inside.
Oh, it's hollow, eh?
Oh.
Yeah, it was one. Yeah, it was one swipe. She lost her arm, and it's a clean cut.
Got a lightsaber?
No, it's my samurai sword set. It's my Diashi. It's a 38-inch blade, and you can shave with it.
You got a Henzo, a Kill Bill Henzo?
This was one shot. My daughter threw it up in the air. Amanda couldn't follow with the camera. Sliced it. We looked back at the video, and you can't see shit.
Wow.
But yeah, but this was one shot with the sword. But I've got
Well, you
two
know
more.
what that means. That just means more Funko Pops have to die to make a decent video. I mean,
I've got
I'm
two
okay with
more.
that.
I've got two more. I've got Thanos and Captain America. So yeah, I'm going to piss people off.
Go for the head.
I'm just imagining like the video being played in slow motion and you're playing the like Avengers music.
Yep. I found a Daredevil Funko Pop like last week, so
It's the one Funko Pop I own.
Wow.
Yeah, he's gigantic, right? Yeah.
That's
he's
pretty cool.
10 inches, 12 inches maybe. Big boy.
yeah. RJ Eagle says, "What's up, gang? Those New Age figures scale well with the Titans too."
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Welcome, RJ. Welcome, everyone. And as we didn't mention, Children of Primus, Freestyle Frenzy Sunday, we're back again. And this week we have ARTISTSTAN as our featured guest, who should be in less than 10 minutes. And for those who don't know, ARTISTSTAN is someone who was able to get a copy of the deleted storyboards from the Transformers 1986 movie, and he has animated those storyboards. And he's also on a mission of getting Hasbro to re-release the movie with his animations included.
Amazing work.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, and
I
I
saw
don't think
the
he's
video.
done yet either. Like, so what you're seeing is like updates of what the final product is going to be, from what I understand. So,
Yeah, so far it's pretty good looking, and like at least in the version I saw, like the last chunk of it is just still in like the penciling phase, but like it's still very detailed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to see some of this army, so here is the original G1. Here's the new Legacy.
Wow.
Got it. Realize he was that much bigger. This is Generations, I believe,
Titans Return, yeah.
and New Age.
Wow.
So yeah, they're all different sizes. So that's going to be really cool when I do actually put this army out.
Cool.
Oh, and
RJ.
I just transformed this guy in the background so you can see here again the New Age guy compared to an original hubcap, how tiny he is. With the crazy feature of these guys have the same articulation as like this guy here. He's got like wrists and ankles and elbows and a waist and everything, but at this like really small sub mini bot scale. He has a gun too, but I'm not going to take it out because it is so tiny that if I sneezed, it would phase out of existence.
it's a good way of putting it. You're not wrong.
Yeah, so this is the first time I've ever messed with anything New Age, so I'm like already like, wow, this is great.
Those things are mini masterpieces, man. I love New
Yeah,
Age.
no, straight up.
I love them.
If they wanted to make an actual masterpiece hubcap, they just need to blow this design up without any changes.
True.
RJ Eagle says, honestly, Funko Pop G1 Transformers are cool. The Unicron is amazing. There. Got one too. Can't go wrong.
It goes dead silent.
I mean,
So you can hear the tumbleweeds going by in that one, guys.
yeah, I don't even resent Funko Pops themselves so much as I do the amount of real estate they tend to take up within these spaces.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Yeah.
Yeah, if they were less dominant, like culturally and shelf space wise, then I'd probably have a higher opinion of them.
You'd probably end up getting killed by Funko Pops rather than zombies. Just have them drop on you.
It was also very weird that it took them this long to get really hard into Transformers, considering like their whole business model is hoovering up whatever license they can get.
Yep.
Probably didn't want to pony up the money. Hasbro ain't
Yeah,
cheap.
that's true.
It's true. Well,
It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to get the licensing for a 7-Eleven Slurpee than it is for Unicron.
But I mean, they have Funko Pops for just about like everything. I mean, it must have been a pretty penny to get the licensing for like Marvel and DC characters and like all other animation, comics, TV shows, movies.
Music.
Yep.
Music would probably hit them worst.
If I read right, I think Funko Pop started with Wacky Wobblers. They were a bobblehead at one time, and they did
Yeah.
have an Optimus Prime way back. So even before Funko, it was Funko Pop. So they must have had a license at some point.
I remember seeing, oh god, what was it? Hot Topic years ago had a bobblehead Prime and Megatron. They were expensive, but they looked really good. I wonder if they were the same, from the same company.
Actually, do bobbleheads still exist, or did that just kind of phase out where Funko Pops took over that popularity?
There are bobblehead Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because
I remember
the Thanatos that I have that I'm going to behead sometime, he's a bobblehead. And I'll go grab him and show you here in a minute.
There's a toy insider called Adam Paulus that I read about sometimes, and he said that some of them have to be bobbleheads because of the really weird specificity of some of the licenses. Like, you're not actually allowed to make figurines in this scale, so these Funko Pops have to have bobbleheads, so they qualify as something else.
Got it.
It was interestingly like arcane.
So I've never done it side by side with these before. It's really, really funny. So here's G1 Kickback.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Legacy.
Oh, nice update.
Wow.
Okay. Generations.
Mm-hmm.
He has a tiny head.
Very.
Yeah.
Because his head is the same size as Magic Squares.
Looks like he's sitting next to that doctor in Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
So we're 1 minute away from bringing an artist Stan, and 2 more comments. James Coleman, welcome once again. Tuesday at GameStop found TF Legacy Bombshell, and at Toys R Us finally found Shrapnel. Hello, Mike, Micah, and Lana, and happy birthday, Freakenstein. Oh,
I appreciate that.
Hey, shout out to my buddy James.
nice. And RJ Eagle says, ha ha ha, you guys will be flocking to the stores when they make Funko Pop's Fortress Maximus.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
No.
No, we will not.
I've already ordered Lewin Resources. Why would I want that? That thing's 4 feet tall.
Yeah, we have to talk about that one next week. It's I was seeing images of that. I'm like, that's an insane for a Fortress Mac. Actually, sorry, the Metroplex, which is like $1,000.
That's what it is, Metroplex. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hasbro Post just released the Titans Return Fort Max 2.
Yeah, again. Nobody's really sure what their game plan is there, because it's kind of a weird figure for them to just suddenly put back in circulation.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's welcome artist Stan to the stream. There we go.
Hey.
There we are.
Hello. Nice to meet y'all.
Hello.
Nice meeting you. So, welcome artist Stan, and
get to
quick
go in the middle of the Brady Bunch.
Yes. Quick rundown of everyone. Myself, Spin, hosted a show. Top middle is Deceptikitty, one of our members. Top right, Fear of Courage. Hold on. And he's another one of our members, also our article writer on our Children of Primus website. Middle row on the left, Toy Warp Vintage Reviews from YouTube. And on the right side, TFJOHNNY mostly from Instagram, also YouTube. And bottom left, FREAKENSTEIN 1984 also does Transformers reviews. And SETTOM Box Arts, one of our artists, and also does different images, pictures, and he's just a funny guy to be around. And Mr. Magnus, huge collector and another one of our members.
Very cool. Yeah. Nice to meet y'all, and thanks for the invite. It's been a while, so this will be fun.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming out and joining us.
For y'all, I'll have fun. I don't know if y'all will have fun.
I'm sure we will.
Generally,
I'm really enjoying this.
Yes, I got to admit, I'm a huge fan. I found your channel, oh God, quite a while ago, and been following ever since. And like when it comes to like, how do I put it? People making fan made content. I mean, I put you right up there with like Tony Bakula and the really big guys that everybody knows. And I don't think you've got your comeuppance yet. You are going to be huge, I think.
Wow, thanks. Yeah, I do feel like this weird shadow ban. like I don't know. Like, I had some spats in the past. I mean, a really long time ago, and I just feel like that the shadow ban is still there.
Oh dear.
I'd seen your stuff on circulating on like social media and Twitter and stuff, like your gradual making of the deleted scene. So as soon as I saw that's who was going to be here, I was going to be like, oh, the guy that made the deleted movie sequence. Instantly know that, right?
Yeah, and I appreciate the recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just I wrote on my Patreon. I got sick, and I was just like, man, I got to do something like that people will remember me for. and then I just like I just like focused my concentration, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this like movie scene.
Mm-hmm.
You were hospitalized for a while, weren't you?
Yeah, that was the second hospital. Well, first time was the emergency room, and then I don't really like want this to be my like calling card because a lot of people are like, when I post something new, they're like, "How are you?" I'm like, I'm not the hospital guy, like I'm the foremost guy. But
you go to the hospital one time.
You're still alive.
Right. It's just like, I don't like being associated with that. I mean, but they genuinely care, right? It's like if it's like when people actually care about you, it's like I'm so spoiled that I get annoyed by it. But like, it's better
I can relate.
to be ignored or like have people like just completely not care about you. So I do appreciate it. I take it for granted, but I'm like, yeah, let's just move on from that.
Mm-hmm. So actually, I was telling one of my friends from like years ago that I'm going to have this amazing guest on the stream, and he actually asked me to ask you, in a sense, how were you able to get a copy of the deleted storyboards to do your work?
Oh, yeah, tfraw.com, tfraw.com. I think it's I hope I'm right. I think it's a UK guy that has this huge repository of old TF commercials, the original storyboards, and so that when he got the entire storyboard and put it online, that was a big moment for me.
Nice.
But before that, I think way back in maybe 2000. I can't remember, but there was a guy named Wombat King who was the first guy to put like deleted storyboards on the web. And yeah, I was so excited. I emailed him. I was like, dude, you got to post the whole thing. He's like, I have the whole thing. And he goes, but it's in my my storage unit. And I got to go in there. I got to, blah, blah. And so that was, and then I found another guy online. This is, I can't remember the years now, but he was like, yeah, I have it. I'll send you a photocopy, but you have to send me like $200. I was like, hell no. Like, I don't know. And his name was Mel Gibson. So like, I don't know.
Damn it, man.
But yeah, I've been obsessed. I mean, back on Reddit, like a long time ago on Reddit, they talked about 45 minutes of cut footage, and the person wasn't completely lying. It was 45 minutes of cut storyboards. Like if you crammed all that together into like animation, it might be around 45 minutes.
Yeah, the old
I could be completely off on that, but yeah.
Yeah, because I remember the old Sony DVD of the movie had like all of the unused animation on there, and it was a very small amount. It was like less than a minute of material because they really used the whole sausage. That's the impression I got.
Yeah, it's It's crazy and it's super fun. And then I think the Sunbow Archive just posted some more unseen storyboards. Of course, I think, well, Peter Chung, the animation, storyboard, one of the storyboard artists actually posted alternative Autobot shuttle death scenes, which I animated and then I put on my channel. So that finally officially went online because I had the cropped images from Peter Chung's Instagram.
Okay.
But the official storyboard pages got uploaded recently to the Sunbow archive, and we actually got a shot of Cup and Hound pointing at the sky, looking at the shuttle coming in, and that's just great because now we officially have our Hound scene for
Nice.
Transformers the movie.
Yeah, so you finally got to appear.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me. It's like the things that make us happy these days, right?
Yeah.
So, so one of our viewers, I love Elo, has a question for you and refers to statements says, "ARTISTSTAN, I like your work. Have you ever seen the channel 87 Renders?"
Oh yeah. I'm in their Discord. They're really cool people, and their work is just incredible, just beyond, like, it's just mind blowing how amazing their work is. Yeah, I follow him on Instagram, and he shares a lot of his stuff, his process. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but he shares a lot of sneak peeks in his stories, Instagram stories, and amazing group of people, super nice. And if you join their Discord, yeah, they'll just chat, and I think they're even like really nice. Like if you're into Blender, the thing is I can't learn Blender because I'm too old. So you'll never see that kind of stuff from me because like I don't want to like rotate legs and like do the rotate individual fingers and stuff. Like no, that's just not me. Like I'm gonna go in with my pen and draw it. But
it's kind of just being old school because funny you mentioned Blender. My daughter has after she upgraded her computer, she's fully into Blender and it's just it's almost like her and the program have become one. Like just the things she does with it, I'm like, that's quite impressive, but it's outside of my realm of of things that I work with as well.
Maybe we should clarify what Blender is.
This is correct. Actually, ARTISTSTAN, maybe you could better describe it.
Yeah, it's a 3D modeling software, but it's kind of like DaVinci video editing software, where it's like a full suite within itself. So there's actually 2D drawing in it, but I think first and foremost it's 3D modeling and animation built into one. And it's completely free, and Hollywood uses it, so it's like it's a ridiculous tool set with incredible like superpowers.
Yeah, because I have seen 2 clips that someone did produce from Blender. One with with Hot Rod running behind Optimus, almost like a Rocky type of theme, and another one with Hot Rod riding on Wreck-Gar about the fight Motormaster.
So good. You haven't seen the Starscream one? That's the most recent one.
Yeah, these are from 87 himself.
I think I might have seen the Starscream one. Yes.
Amazing. I love that one so much.
Yeah, it's crazy to think. I mean, there's even a Jurassic Park one that's like insanely good with Grimlock, of course.
Nice.
They're creative. They're just like, you just tip your hat to them. Like you can't compete with that. The only thing I have against them, maybe kind of, is my philosophy, which is like I post a lot more regularly than they do, like work in process shots, and then and just like for every like movie that they do, it might take them like 6 months to a year, Whereas like I'm more of like I just like to test my audience and see if they like stuff and get like feedback right away. So like if I wasn't sick all the time, I would be like I would have like animations coming out like monthly or whatever. But that's the reason I hired is because they're quicker. You know, like I'll write the script, and I hired voice actors for the first time, which was super fun. I paid them as well. And so I'm also I'm looking for voice actors, you know, as well these days, because that it just adds so much more fun to it. And like, you know, the reason I haven't like really like pushed forward on the Transformers the movie story is because it's just all action scenes and they're so slow to animate. Whereas if I'm doing talking heads with parody and just making jokes and they've got like really cool voice actors, then it's just a lot faster. And I don't think the audience cares, honestly. Like whether it's an action scene or like a comedy thing. Like I think a lot of people just pick comedy just because. I mean, you know, if you're you know, there's a lot of violence already. You get your violence fill like in other stuff, right? You don't necessarily need like another video of Prime like punching a hole in Megatron. Right.
So says you.
What you haven't seen is like, you know, Prime like cursing, right? Or like whatever else, like somebody like plants an idea in my head, then I'll write a script and you know off to the races we go.
Nice.
Stan, without giving, you know, like your specific location, where are you statewide? City and state.
I'm currently in Texas. Yeah, okay. I got connections with Texas. I spent time.
I'm Southern Indiana. That's why I was just wondering, because there is a huge convention circuit in my area, and like 90% of our guests are voice actors.
Oh.
You know, for different animes. I don't know if you were in this area locally, then I could get you hooked up, and I can still get you the hook up on some of them. You know, Greg Ayers and a few others like that. I know personally.
Okay, yeah, my budget's really low, but I did look at the price chart, and I'm kind of in the middle, so it's not.
I'll do it for free. How's that? I'll volunteer.
Yeah, you know, what I asked people like, who do you want to voice? You know, and they're like, well, who did you write? And I'm like, no, like, who do you want to voice? Because that's the key right there. You know, I'm not gonna like force you into a voice. You know, like.
We can do Ravage.
Nice.
Some of your voice actors were really good. Like you have the Wheeljack and the Prime voice actors you had on, and like I wasn't sure if they were still your AI trained voices that you were doing before, or were they a new voice until the end credits? Which I'm like, oh, okay, he's using voice actors now.
Yeah. I think I have to do right by, you know, like the voice acting, you know, industry, and so. Yeah, you know, like I said earlier, like I'm all about speed, and so I just want to pump these out. You know, I don't want to have to like email a voice. I don't know. It's like that was how I was thinking before, right? And then like you know, I read the comments, and then people in the comments are like, oh, you know, AI, you know, it's bad, and then there was that other thing where like you know, voice actors were in the news, and then you know, it's just like it's bad, you know. You know, and obviously, I don't have the right to use Peter Kahn's voice or any facsimile of his voice anyway. So, yeah, it's fun, and it's like I don't have a huge budget, but it is affordable as long as I don't pack in like you know a super heavy script.
Right.
So you know, we'll see about how much I can do, but I think it does kind of like force you to tighten your script, you know, and make sure you're like, I don't know, just not
really lean.
not like just throwing money around, you know.
Well, speaking of the voice actors, Professor D, one of our other members who's in the comments, he said, "I'll voice Megatron."
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, another thing I say is just like, send me any existing clips you have on YouTube or social media. So there was this one guy, like he was new to voice acting, and he was sending me just like stuff he recorded right then and there on his cell phone, and I was just like, I don't know, man.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
and then he was that type that was like, I don't know who I don't know who I want to voice. He's like, who do you want me to voice? It's just like that sort of awkward thing. So it's just like sort of just know who you want to be,
Right.
And then if it happens to intersect with one of my scripts, that's great, then I'll get you in there. If it doesn't intersect with a current script and maybe a future script, I know just kind of
Right.
slot people in and things like that. But like, yeah.
Ready for a Magnus? Let me know.
I missed
So
half
when
of
you're
that.
ready-
You do that again?
When you're ready for Ultra Magnus, let me know.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't have anything for Ultra Magnus yet, but I mean, oh, actually, I do. I just wrote
You just received it. childreofprimus.com on YouTube, and you can play this back and get it.
And then from the comment Megatron, I actually I have one or two lines from Megatron in my current parody, and I used the same Megatron from the Starscream OVA. So that guy was really cool, and he sent over the voice clip, so that was awesome.
Nice. Now, do you have anything for Sea Spray?
Sea Spray would be fun to write for sure, man. Holy cow! I don't yet, but he is one of my. I had him as a kid, so I would prioritize him for sure.
Maybe a warpath or beachcomber or something.
Yeah.
Might be able to help you out.
Beachcomber, okay.
Or Warpath, yeah.
Yeah. So another question from YouTube, from Love LO. Since you mentioned voice actors, that made me think of Scooby-Doo fan film that used AI voices.
It was a whole thing.
I didn't know about that. But yeah, speaking of AI, I just wanted to clarify that I didn't train any models. I just used a website that has like thousands of models. But I don't really want to go back and use it anymore. So yeah.
Was the reaction from that bad?
It wasn't, but it's sort of a personal choice, I think. Because if it's affordable and you get to kind of connect like network and just kind of share in this fandom, then I think it's worth it, and with YouTube and rights and strikes and all that, there's that risk of that too.
Right.
And it's sort of like that Napster phase, right? Where you're like, I'm aging myself here, but it's sort of like you see on the news, it's like, oh, it's that woman got sued, she's in court, she had to pay like $200K just because she copied like 6 songs, and like you're like, could that be me? Like, will the RIAA kind of like come after me for
right?
And so right now AI is like that, right? It's like it's sort of like this gray area. So
James Coleman on YouTube says, in the words of Dr. Nambu from Gotcha Man to Artist Stan, I pray for your success.
Thank you.
And going back to actually another comment, which ties into something that I've noticed with your social media pages, you've been putting out a lot of Cybertronian mode images, and which has been really cool. It's almost to the point like you could almost recreate a whole storyline like movie miniseries of everything that happened on Cybertron. So one of the comments from RJ Eagle said, "Artist Stan, wow, I just checked your work out your Instagram and loved the concept art on the G1 Cybertronian alt modes. Hasbro can learn a thing or two from you."
Thank you. Wow, that's I mean, I'm really thankful for all the support and compliments on the designs. And yeah, it would be great if people got inspired to write fanfics and stuff for the it's I just feel like Netflix kind of dropped the ball because they could have designed all the well, they did design all the characters that showed up. But they gave them wheels and I guess it was a toy decision because they wanted to be able to port those Siege figures right into the Earthrise figures, so they were all kind of similar, right? Similar molds and stuff. So
yeah,
I can't argue with that from a business perspective, but like with the buzzworthy Bumblebee origins and yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird they're just going back and making these now instead of at the
Years
time.
ago.
Yeah, just crazy if you think about it. Like imagine like the hype from just straight designing hover cars.
Yeah, I wondered why they didn't do that, but yeah, that answers my question of why they didn't. Yeah, the merchandising, it wouldn't be, you couldn't sell toys that just slid on the floor without tearing them up. They'd have to have wheels on them. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So I got a question. So you're drawing all this stuff. Do you buy the toys for like imagery and inspiration?
Like I don't actually. Yeah, because like I'm here in Texas now, so I have some space. Well, actually, I'm actually living in my parents' house for a bit, but I usually live in New York. It's a long story, but yeah. There's nowhere to display toys. There's nowhere. The apartments are so small. And so, like, I just stopped buying toys. I was in Japan. I lived in Japan for 10 years, and everything's small there, too. So I just stopped buying toys because there was nowhere to put them. And so to answer your question, I just kind of did, like, this huge, like this long answer.
It's all right.
What was I going to say? I got this really cool package of color reference images. Like, it's like a Sunbow, like, set of images or whatever. From Rodimus Primal of all people, YouTuber, and it's just amazing. I just color pick right off of the charts, and that serves as my reference. And it's like when I'm designing the Cybertronian mode, and I don't know, I want to do something kind of, something kind of unique, but I want to evoke the G1 character. I just look at that. I'm sure you've seen them on Pinterest and Instagram. Yeah. They're all over the place, but it's got a couple of headshots. It's got a couple of turnarounds, and then the vehicle modes. And it's like you see all this like intricate detail you might not have noticed before.
Yeah,
like on Cybertronian
or something.
Yeah, like on Cybertronian Wheeljack, there's that little symbol. It's like a square, a line, and then like a triangle. And then I just started putting that all over the Cybertronian modes because I just feel happy that I got it off the original design, and it fits. It kind of fits, and so like so I just kind of look around, and if not, then I just grab it from the robot mode or the vehicle mode. Just even like a couple events, you just put that on the Cybertronian mode, and all of a sudden it just feels like that character. And people have said like, oh, you're just copying the Earth modes, and it's like, yes, I am, or they look like Earth cars. And yeah, there you go. Yeah. And so the one I have is all colored in, and it's all RGB color. Because I've seen like hand colored ones where it's like somebody went in with a marker.
Yeah.
Or like it's RGB, so I can color pick it, and I'm always going to get the same color every time.
So are you actually drawing these, or are you doing it digitally on the computer?
Oh yeah, I can. It's both actually. So I could show you the.
This will be interesting.
Exclusive.
Yeah, very cool.
It's kind of light there, but yeah, you can see. Like I just started off on paper. You'll see some of the early V1s, like Huffer V1. Oh no, is that Huffer V1, Huffer V2.
Nice.
And
Very
then
cool.
the old Sideswipe and Sunstreak who had wings, but then someone told me to remove the wings, so I just did it. I didn't have to. I just because I kind of have a secret project that I might be working on. There's a spoiler there for. Oh no, not yet. Is there a couple of spoilers in here? Like the old Prowl.
They're cars, so there's a lot of spoilers.
The old Prowl was just basically jazz, But then I you got to start somewhere. So like the old Blue Streak was just jazz. But then slowly they kind of evolved, and I've been releasing like version 2s. Here's the lamppost dudes. So just sketching them out and just kind of like
nice
getting a feel for it. I did a female lamppost too.
Oh, nice.
But then I was just like, yeah, but my female viewership is like 10%, But no, I know guys like to look at girls too, but I'm just like, I just figure if I'm doing like 2 like existential like lampposts, like the Mandalorian like existential stormtroopers, I might as well make it 2 guys,
Existential Lamppost is the name of my next band.
I don't know what to work with it.
Oh yeah, we don't want.
I'm inspired to maybe. Sorry, I was just gonna say I'm inspired to really maybe make some toys after those Cybertronian modes.
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah, so okay, so that's the secret project. Is that I know a 3D guy.
Ah.
It's
I'll
right
be
there.
your next 3D guy too.
Yeah, now you know 2.
There's no way I could make them all. But I know one guy, Void 3D Toys on Instagram.
Okay.
And he made like a full Brawn figure. Like it didn't transform, but it was like before SS86 Brawn, it was like a full Brawn, and I was like, dang, man.
Nice.
And he made like accessories for like. So I met. He actually reached out to me a long time ago for like a little wheeljack kit that he made, and he sells them on Etsy.
I see.
And so I drew this picture for the box of his wheeljack kit.
Oh, far out.
Which was it was a lot of fun.
Cool.
And we kept in touch. And he made like full like stormtrooper helmets, and like he just 3D prints a lot of stuff. So I think he did like an alien blaster, like with the digital readout on the side and everything.
Ooh, nice.
It was
Cool.
like
Cool.
so he's just a guy after our hearts, right? And it's just like so yeah, he's like, I was like, maybe we could like pilot one of these like Cybertronian modes,
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, yeah, and so I was like, all right. And he was the guy that said remove the wings, so I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And then I did the double spoiler on Sideswipe. He's like, remove the second spoiler. I'm like, man, come on.
He seems like the kind of character that would have multiple spoilers on his car.
And so I put the double spoiler on Mirage, and it was the DRS, the F1 DRS. There's the female. She doesn't. I guess it doesn't really look that female, but yeah, like if there was a female lamppost, I guess that would be her. And so some other scenes, like, here they are, kind of chilling, the top view. I'm just messing around, I don't know if all these will make it into the parody, but.
I like it. It looks like storyboards.
Yeah. Well, I was a professional storyboard artist too. So.
Oh,
you were.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, I I'm not right now. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm just a fan artist right now. I've done comics. Like I work professionally in comics. I've been a graphic designer. I've been a translator in Japan. I've done like a lot of stuff. I've had a lot of fun in life. And,
Nice.
kind of like I'm like in limbo right now, just like drawing Transformer stuff, which is like kind of like a dream come true in a way, but it's also kind of unnerving because it's like, okay, like what am I doing with my life? And so I guess I kind of spawned this sort of existential like lamppost story.
My brother's been drawn his whole life, and he's only drawn 4 Transformers, and he's known I've been into Transformers since '82.
Uh-huh.
I had the Diaclones before the show even happened, right? So did he, but he didn't like it and gave it to me. I was like, cool, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so like he just did. I don't know if you know about the Whatnot thing. It's like you draw and then you auction off your drawing right then and there while people are watching, like a live stream. He just did that for my birthday. He did Optimus Prime and Megatron, and it was really good. We were supposed to live stream it, but we had some technical difficulties, but it was really good. So yeah, like I wish more people would draw Transformers, because like I want to see new concepts from fans, not just what Hasbro has put out. I want to see that kind of stuff, and what I've seen, what you just did, is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, trust me, you don't want to see anything I draw. It's horrible.
I only tattoo, I don't draw.
That's really awesome to hear, you know, because it's good to know that like I'm serving some kind of like purpose, you know, like because everything I do pretty much is for free. I just throw it out there, and
well, maybe you should try that one
back too, where you know I get the comments and you know just the feeling of like I'm connected with this fandom, and so I do get something back, and then it's good to hear directly too, you know, just that people are that there's this huge demand for this stuff too, you know, because like I think about like, you know, like doing more G.I. Joe stuff, or doing, you know, like other kinds of art and stuff like that too. But then it's just really hard to pull away, because I have all these social media channels that basically do one thing, you know. So
why go to less when you already are doing the best?
yeah.
That's how I look at it.
And that is and has been my decision, is that it brings me like it's my meditation, right? And at the same time, it's like feeding this sort of like demand. It's not just me in a microcosm, like just like, you know, like drawing for myself. Like it's something bigger than that, and I want to believe that there's meaning in that, you know, and that like I could work 60 hours a week, you know, in some random job doing graphic design, which has no impact on anybody. Like, honestly, you know, and it's just like,
that's what my brother does. Yeah. He's a graphic designer, but he draws like these little player cards of stuff in like an hour, and then sells them off.
oh, actually that's really cool. And like the sketch cards. Yeah. So
yeah, that's what he does. Sketch cards. Yeah.
That's awesome. I really respect that industry, and I know it's like it's really sad because like they don't get paid a lot. Like I did one gig. Oh, if you sell it off yourself, you can set your own prices. But I did one official gig for Marvel for one of their sketch cards, and it was like these huge sketch cards. It was like 4 panels on the front and 3 panels on the back. So I was drawing 7 panels.
Yeah.
And they paid me $9.
That's what my brother did. He just did the Avengers for them, and he's waiting to see if they approve it or not. And if they do, he's only expecting like $9 a card. And it's like, and he's like, you know, he wants to get his name out there, but I'm like, I don't know if that's the way to do it.
Yeah,
like,
it's not. It's well, in a way, it might be, but like. Still, the best way to build name value is like draw a book for Marvel. But then that's really hard. That's like really hard to get into, and it's such a like gatekeeper. It's a gatekeeper. What do you call it? Industry.
Right.
You have to shake a lot of hands and kiss a lot of, you know, to even just be considered.
When I watch him draw, it's like. Our whole family's artists, and when I watch him draw, it's just like something out of this world of magical. Like, I just don't understand how he comes up with the techniques and everything that he's doing. I know he's learned it over the years, but like he's been drawing almost photorealistic since he was like 7 years old, and it's just astounding what people can do. Like I'm not anywhere close to being as good an artist as he is. So I went into tattooing.
Yeah. I sometimes it's just like I talk about that too. Is that like, for example, like a person could wish that they could draw, but it's like this package. You're not just gonna get the art talent. You're gonna get like this psychological package that you might not want. It's because it's like you become an artist. A lot of people become artists because they have a psychological package. It takes a certain kind of person to like really like shut off and like do that.
Admiration for the people that can do that
obscene
because
amounts
of
of
it.
time.
That's my art stuff. So I do 3D horror art. I'm
awesome.
I'm a different type of artist. I like to go out of the norm and do things that other people aren't doing. That's for sure.
Yeah, and so you know what I'm talking about then. It's like this, like the reason you can do that is because like you're escaping something, we were escaping something. Yeah.
People don't understand that took me over 10,000 hours to do because I had to build up layer by layer by layer by layer by layer by layer.
Nice. Yeah.
Settom, what were you showing?
10,000 hours. Wow.
I can't. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, when you're waiting around for customers to come, you've got lots of time, right? So
yeah,
right,
yeah,
and it does take a lot of time to build that up that way. Like it is with latex paint, and you just gotta keep working at it and building up layer by layer by layer. You just can't sit there and expect it to be dry like this. So every layer you have to hold off on, right? So.
Cool. So actually, let's catch up on the comments. Professor D earlier said Spin, myself, does a spitting verbal image of sea spray,
Nice.
Which is why I asked earlier. Magnus does a great Magnus. Cobra Commander has visited the podcast in the past, and some things he sounds a lot like Starscream.
Oh, that's a blast from the past there at this point.
Yeah.
I definitely need a Starscream.
Ooh.
Yeah, RJ Eagle had asked, which I believe you did answer, ARTISTSTAN, have you considered doing Transformers comic book art for one of the companies like Image and etc.?
Comic art is I can't do like a full comic anymore because it's too taxing on the body.
Yeah, people don't understand what that takes, man. Like again, you're spending hours, like you're working 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day trying to get this book out, and it almost feels like it's impossible. That gets to you after a while. I've seen it with many artists trying to write their own comic books, right? And I know you can relate to that because you just get so drained from sitting there just focusing so hard that you overthink it, you overdo it, you always look at your work like, oh, I could have done this better, or I could have went left, but everybody's like praising you. But in your head, you're fighting your own demons, right?
Yeah.
So so doing your own comic or drawing for other people, it's rough.
Yeah, those days are gone.
Well, I mean, it's funny because myself, I was a DJ for many years from high school, and Professor D and I, we both worked in music together, and I also found out recently Deceptikitty was also worked in music.
Awesome.
And I guess FREAKENSTEIN as well. And the one thing there is that level of almost perfectionist where you want to try to not become a perfectionist, because I've seen projects where it's you almost want to work on a project, get it out right away, but then when you want to keep perfecting it, it ends up just becoming a back burner to the point the project's no longer relevant. You just have to get to that point of I've made it, I've accepted what it is, I gotta get it out there and let the public judge it, or else it will just never get out.
Yeah, but people also, like, when you're working for people, okay, just think about this, okay? You're working for someone and they're telling you what to draw, but you don't have any passion for it, desire for it, images for it, inspiration for it, or anything like that. It's like this, okay? So you come into my tattoo shop and you look at me and you say, "Oh yeah, can you do a sandstorm with a butterfly and a sunflower?" What? What? You know what I mean? Things like that happen when you work for companies, bro.
Wait,
It's
see,
like
show the image again. There you
yeah,
go.
cool.
Nice.
This is a problem that Da Vinci would have. He would get tired after a point and he would give up before he finished the painting that was commissioned, right? So I think this happens with all artists, and you have to know when to stop. Like I think it was Van Gogh who said, "Stop adding strokes to your painting," right? You have to know there's a time where you just have to, okay, it's complete and it's time to present it to the public, type of thing.
That's true.
It's one of them electric monsters on your shoulder from Transformers.
Crimson.
Like a little gremlin thing.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one piece of advice I can give to aspiring artists, I mean, if someone's dream is to become a comic book artist, I mean, that's an awesome dream. Like that dream fueled me for a long time, and it ended, but it trained me to become better and better. Anatomy, backgrounds, vehicles, guns, whatever. And well, one piece of advice I can give is that when certain companies, not all, but when certain companies are evaluating your art, they're actually looking for the speed of your stroke. And so if you can show that your strokes were fast, that means you can, but it's good art, right? Then it shows that you have this confidence about you. And, you know, lines aren't connecting, like there's a break in the line between here and there, but it shows this sort of confidence and speed and understanding of how the viewer can fill in the blanks, you know, more shadow, less like all, you know, this hatching and this mess, you know? So it's just like, I would say just work on your speed of stroke. That didn't sound good, but like work on the speed of your pen stroke.
Don't.
Talk about your fruit.
I don't think Children of Primus is PG anyways, bro, so don't worry.
Communicate that to the gatekeeper.
So I would say we step away from, I guess, the artistry side of you know of everything for a moment, and I know you mentioned in terms of like space and collecting, but you know, aside from the artist side, like, are you a Transformer collector? Like, when did you get into Transformers, and are there other, you know, anime or mechanoid type of things that you're into as well?
Yeah, so I'm from the I shouldn't say very beginning, because that would be Diaclone, like mentioned earlier. But I was I was born in America, and I was a big fan of G.I. Joe. My brothers and I, we were buying up a bunch of G.I. Joe, and then Transformers came out, and our entire budget went to Transformers.
Kind of like my budget now.
Yep.
Common problem.
Yep. And then so yeah, I still have my old G1s. In college, like once I started getting more cash, like actually there was a guy named Bantha Trader on the internet. This was a long time ago.
I know that name. Where do I know it from?
Yeah, well, he had a website and he would sell G1 Transformers, and so I was just like, well, I got to buy some of those ones I didn't have the budget for, so I got Menasor, and it was $50. I wrote a check. Put a stamp on an envelope, sent out $50, $50 check, and back came G1 Menasor. I was just like, wow, what the? So I kind of collected more, but I was really disappointed with G2, and I love G2 now. It's so weird how the mind changes, but like I would buy a lot of G2 now, but I hated it back then. I really hated it. And then I went to Japan, or not Japan. I was in Taiwan. I'm Taiwanese, so like I lived kind of all over. But like I went to Taiwan, and I was still seeing the Transformers. Like I saw Power Master, Optimus Prime. I saw the clones, the Decepticon, Autobot clones, and so it was that 87, 88
Yes.
stuff, and it was
Yep.
like, this stuff is ugly, like, and then Power Master Prime had the faux chest, and like I hated faux stuff, man, like with a passion. Like I couldn't buy it. I was just like, Power Master Prime, it's a super cool idea, but faux chest, I'm like, dude, I'm out, man. I can't get it. So I had all these weird rules. Like it was like body print.
It becomes a representation of the thing
I
instead
still
of the
don't
actual
own
thing.
None, not one.
And I was like a stickler for body proportions. So like I the head, and then so I was like, Headmasters. Well, the head's too big. I can't buy it. And so like,
Yeah.
all these stupid rules. I could have bought everything, and I probably should have. And then like anytime my friend, my semi non-transformer friend, would like have like boxes in his garage or whatever, like, and I would see some G1 stuff, I'd be like, do you want those? Like,
That's a feeling.
they're like, nah, I don't really want it. And I was just like, and so I just, there was one time I remember that he was like, I don't want it. And I was like, are you sure? You're just gonna give them to me? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And so I just started taking stuff, right? And then he was like, no, but I want that one. And so he like started taking stuff away from me.
So fight broke out.
I don't know. He kind of regretted like saying that I could take it, but I don't know, man. Like at comic conventions, like if I saw like I saw this Power Glide for like $8, like, and this was a long time ago, like Power Glide and somebody else, and I bought them like instantly.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I went to a recent New York Comic Con. I was like, how much is the mini bot? And they're like $60. It was like,
yeah.
That's crazy.
It's just times have changed, but
what
I'm
it
sort of
is,
like
right?
a scrap collector. like
Yeah.
I don't really like shell out for the masterpieces, but I try to look for deals, and I buy off of eBay. Like when my kids were young, like I bought G2 stuff off of eBay. I bought all the G1 Insecticons, right? I just finished my Defensor. Like
Nice.
Hotspot was waiting like 40 years for like his buddies to come along. And then like, I was like sick and I wasn't feeling well, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna like try to make myself happy. So I just like I found each one like incomplete. Some of them are incomplete, but I didn't care because I just want to build Minosaur. Or not Minosaur, Defensor. So I built them, and then I posted them on social media. Everyone loved it, and it was just like, it was really cool. Yeah. So
if you build it, they will come.
yeah. And then I bought some Legacy, the mini ones, just budget, and then like storage constraints. So I bought some of the little ones, like I bought a Prime, a Soundwave, a Hot Rod. And then I don't know why, but a Bumblebee Shockwave. Like I shouldn't have bought that, but I bought it anyway.
I only got it because I was trying to do a shelf of the whole movie cast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Stan, I feel you on the old ones going up in price, because I just got the original Bumblebee Men Unsealed card, and it was quite a markup from 1984. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Well, but you got it. So that's at the end of the day, that's the goal. It's just like
that's the goal, all right.
Yeah.
Go broke.
Here's a grail item, not mint on card.
Nice.
But it's one of our cast members' favorite character.
Nice.
And here's the proof. There you go.
Oh wow!
Oh,
so
there he is.
Yeah. With so tell me, who is that? Bubble Jumper or?
Oh, it's
no. Hubcap.
Oh, it's Hubcap.
That's the original G1 Hubcap.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this is mine over here.
I thought it was like some like super rare like.
No.
Well, he does tend to be a bit less.
There he is.
But...
Is that him? Is that Bumble Jumper?
No, it's Hubcap. He's got the orange face.
Why did the other Hubcap have a yellow face? Sorry. The inside joke is that this is Anthony's favorite character. But yeah, he has the orange face. But what is the thing about Bumble Jumper that makes him special? Were you about to say?
Oh,
Well, I know, but you can tell it.
yeah, someone else can say, yeah.
Well, he's not an official release, sort of. Like, they never made a proper Transformers card for him or a tech specs or anything. He's just an extra micro change figure that they put on some Bumblebee and Cliffjumper cards and just released instead of him. So it's a very small run of things. It's not really.
But what
an
does he
official
look
figure.
like? But what does he look like? Is he a red?
He's
I think he's a red Bumblebee.
No, he's a Mazda.
Well, he is like a yellow one, and he has the same basic body plan as like Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, Hubcap, same kind of transformation.
Yeah, but he has like the specific body mold of one of the figures that we could name, and then he's got the head of the specific figure that we could name, and he's either
silver.
blue and he's either yellow or red, but I can't remember which. I think he's yellow.
Nah, just yellow.
Yellow.
He's yellow. Okay.
And
So I think he's just a
that's
yellow cliff jumper. I think that's what it is.
No, he's his own tooling.
Yeah, he's his own
Okay.
his own mold
Okay.
because Cliff Jumpers, of course, Bumblebee being the VW, Bumper was some kind of Mazda. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
It's a Japanese
okay, got it.
only, it's a JDM, the Japanese domestic manufacturer Mazda. That's I don't remember the name of it.
And the reason people call him Bumble Jumper or Bumper has to do with the fact that he was available on both Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper cards in G1.
Okay, got it.
I learned something today.
Ditto.
Yep.
Ditto. I thought it was just a mix of those two molds.
Me too.
But it was a whole other Diaclone, super deformed figure that transforms on this same plan as Anthony has now described.
That mysteriously wound up on some Transformers cards for some reason.
RJ Eagle from YouTube says, come on, faux Transformer chests are genius workarounds.
Yeah, some of my favorite primes have faux chests, so I'm not
it's unavoidable.
And
now.
also Sunstreaker, like to make a good that masterpiece Sunstreaker faux chest. I'm cool with it.
Well, I think I'm totally okay with it now. Like I've completely changed since my
Beautiful
guy.
Well,
the cool thing with that one is that actually kind of flips in place.
Yeah. I mean, they just copied Bad Cube and then improved on Bad Cube here. So another way third party contributes, to the benefit of.
Is
what it is, right? Takara knocks them off. Yeah. They give us a great figure. Everybody wins.
Is they're fast and they're awesome. They're good, and there's some bad ones, but it's you get that experimentation. Like that's the spice of life. You just get those bad builds, but then it's just like bring it on. And I just wait for those reviews to come out. I wait for the screenshots.
You caught me mid-transformation. But
what I
I'm
collect?
messing around with New Age Hubcap.
What ARTISTSTAN, what you got to wait for now is Deceptikitty to rip off your designs and come out with his toys on his third-party company. He's going to make millions of dollars, this guy.
That's my passion right now. Like my love for Transformers evolved to now I'm designing Transformers, or I am attempting to, right? And I'm a perfectionist, so I had a Transformers Prime that I was working on, and I did not want to have a faux chest. I wanted that chest, right?
Yeah.
And also there's like a little bit of an angle to him when he's in bot mode, right? So I wanted that to happen. So I was planning on maybe ripping off some of your Cybertronian molds, and let's see where that takes us.
Well,
it's the ultimate form. It's the ultimate form of flatter.
Well, let's talk about it too. Let's
we'll talk about it. Definitely.
Yeah, do you 3D print stuff? Or
yes. So I have right here at arm's reach is this is Jizai toy. I don't know if you know Jizai. He's a Japanese Transformers designer, and you must have heard of him. He does some exclusives at WonderCon or that Japanese Transformers convention. And this is his Soundwave that I was working on. It's not quite done, and the arms fell off there. But I'm legit seriously trying to make my own third party Transformers company.
That's another thing. Like I said with Blender, where it's like I'm not a Blender guy. I'm not a 3D printing guy. So it's just like arm's length. Certain things.
You can't do everything.
Going back to the bumper thing, the molds for. See if I can get it open without breaking it here. The molds for the mini bots actually came from Takara's line of penny racers.
Yeah, penny racers.
And there we go. I was gonna say I'd really like to show this off, but yeah, you can definitely see. If you can see that, you can definitely see the detail in that mold, and it's Cliff Jumper. It's like a smaller version of Cliff Jumper.
Yeah.
I forgot I had these.
Nice.
Actually.
They're technically toys of other toys instead of toys of cars.
Kinda, yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. They're alt mode. Yeah, so those guys are the guys who really did the mass shifting, because Soundwave just shrunk down into a cassette, big whoopee. Those guys shrunk down into super deformed toys when they transformed.
Hell, this guy's still got a penny in him. And kind of, you know what? I just realized that is a early 80s Corvette, just like Trax, and it's kind of got the Trax paint job on it with the flames on the side. I just realized that.
That is so cool.
Ooh, somebody make that
That's
custom.
like you could probably look at some of the other, I know they're also called Chodokyus. But in Japan, Chodokyu.
One right here. They did a Rodimus Prime a few years ago. I picked this up last TFCon.
Whoa!
Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen JPEGs of those. Yeah. I didn't know
very
they were
good.
that big.
It transforms too. Like it's got the robot mode, and it also does have the proper like pull back and go motor. So this one does it all.
Anthony, did you review that guy?
Yes, on childreofprimus.com/news and reviews.
Check it out, guys.
Yeah. And there's the robot mode, fully transformable.
Yeah.
Now, I don't tend to like super deformed stuff, but I make an exception for that Rodimus Prime. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You should see the Megatron they did. It's hilarious because he changes into a gun still, but it has wheels on the side, so you pull the gun back and make it fly forwards. It is something to see.
As they say in RoboCop, I'd buy that for $1.
But I was gonna say, Toy Warp, that if somebody dug up the JPEGs for that entire line, you could probably find like Easter eggs for like later Transformers, just like that track. That might be fun, or it might be fun to design any of those penny racers that didn't become
as masterpiece.
Yeah, that didn't become mainline Transformers, and then just like make an original character. That would be fun.
There's plenty of them that are not Transformer characters like this guy. I have no idea. It's a. I'm gonna guess it's a Ford pickup, but
what we got on screen is a Jazz right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a Ford. I walked back and it was a Porsche.
Can we see that one again?
That's all right. Show us again.
Yeah.
Oh well, here's it could be Blue Streak. That's a Datsun. Was it the 240?
Oh,
Diaclone Blue Streak.
There was a black truck or something that you just had.
Oh yeah, the black. It's not a penny racer, however, but there is another penny racer here that's not. Yeah, here's a 911 Porsche.
Nice.
Could be somebody completely different.
I would make a hot rod out of that just because of the color and the yellow spoiler.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yep.
Orange,
his other favorite
yellow
character is Hot Rod.
The royal blue windows. Nice.
No, man, that's the color of the powered up Bumblebee when he gets his trailer that we've talked about before. his Rodimus Prime version.
So, D, did you see what my new one was?
Sexy.
It's the EDL Toledo 1.
Yeah. Now, ARTISTSTAN, for your information, that's how you draw a fembot.
That's right.
That's as Magnus likes to say. That's the best way to do it.
That's
the flame
she's
toys.
the breast mold.
Is it flame
Yeah,
toys?
Micey is the breast fembot mold.
It's not Flame Toys. Who does these?
The Ferrari.
Firebird, I think.
FURAI.
Yeah, these are all
Big Bird.
Well, Big Firebird did Nicey and Mocha. These are did you look the box?
CDL, and then CDL did the other.
Yeah, CDL.
Oops. Let me go over to Magnus. There we go.
And these are on sale right now. These various molds of these have been reduced in price on Show Z. So if you want to get one of those figures, you can get them for like $50 or $80 US. Real cheap compared to they were. There you go, $54. Like It's the price of a mainline.
That's the whole reason I got her.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason I got her. Now the original
you got you got
160.
almost the whole line. I think you're only missing the Alita 1.
This
Yeah,
one, yeah.
and-
I got this one now. This is the Alita 1 just received.
Oh, okay.
And-
so you got them all.
And I have the pre-order in for the Windblade that's coming out actually by
nice.
Big Fire.
Oh, they're making a Windblade, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bumblebee, they're cheaper.
All we've got right now is a computer rendition and an outline, and she is going to be wicked.
No, because they
the other
keep
one that
improving. They keep improving. So I think I'm going to pre-order that Windblade. That's going to be good.
Yeah, she's only $1 down. She's only $1 down to hold on it. And I can't imagine that she would be more than Nicey, which when Nicey first dropped, she was what, $78? $75, $78.
$80, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
So on
got all of them now. I'm sorry, go ahead.
On Bumblebee, they're cheaper.
Ooh.
It's cheaper on Bumblebee.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
you-
but Bumblebee, correct me if I'm wrong, you pay us significantly more for shipping. Even to ship to Canada, I don't know. A lot of us are in Canada, and I've recently realized, we've talked a lot about on the show that collecting Transformers, especially Masterpiece, doubles in price if you're in Canada versus the U.S. But
Yeah.
But shipping from Show Z, even though they're shipping from China, they don't charge too much. Versus Bumblebee, it gives a great price on the figure, but you are paying a significant amount for that shipping.
Yeah, but
Or am I wrong?
you're getting it in 7 days, so you're getting it in 7 days.
No, exactly. And when I say you can get it cheap on Show Z, you're waiting a month.
Yeah, but if you calculate the price, it's still a little bit cheaper, and you're getting it in 7 days.
That's nice. Yeah, Bumblebee is
Oh,
good.
by the way, I did design a female prowl a long time ago. If you guys want to see it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's what we're here for.
Yes.
Do I just hit present?
Yes, you do.
All right.
We dare you.
Hopefully, nothing weird comes up. Apologies. Apologies if.
Oh my God, it's a penis.
Yeah.
You might get banned from every platform.
So, some people, I'm not going to say who. Some people here are hoping some weird stuff shows up.
I don't know. It's just like.
It's him.
Oh, there we go. I guess it's this.
Oh, there you go. I'm not hoping for anything bad, Professor D. I swear I'm not.
I can't share. I'll share. No idea.
Yeah, it can't possibly be worse than the stuff that's said on post every day.
All right. Well, I'll share this and then I'll drag it in. Let's see.
There we go.
So this is just a collection of the Cybertronian.
All right.
I love the design continuity of them that you've really honed in on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see the Sunstreaker. I love the Sunstreaker and Sideswipe. Those are my dudes. Yo, I love that. Okay,
Cool, man.
Deceptikitty. This is what we're making, bro.
I'm paying attention.
I'm making the Sunstreaker. You make the fucking Sideswipe, or vice versa.
All right.
Yeah, that looks excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful.
sorry.
But I noticed with on Sideswipe there with the air intakes how you're kind of taking the parts off the cars too. And I'm okay with that because I'm a car guy. But yeah, that looks exactly like the air intakes off of a Countach. So that looks really awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been referencing and just kind of trying to evoke something that'll trigger someone's memory, but at the same time try to bring something a little bit fresh. So it's like a balance, because if I make it too original, no one's gonna really know who it is, and I think that would be a failure in my eyes.
No, absolutely. And that's a problem with a lot of like we've talked about this. Some of the figures that Freakenstein has been showing us that are really awesome, for instance, are what are they called? Dream Star aerial bots. And as awesome as they are, as real world as they look, the problem is that their bot modes and their alt modes do not have the design cues that tell you it is that character. And so when you have
wicked.
Yeah, beautiful. So when you have the Countach intakes like that is a key signature thing, so we know who that character is. This character, you'll have to tell us who it is.
It's Prowl. I can instantly
It's Prowl.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the female prowl. Oh, wow, nice.
That looks like it came out of like an 80s anime OVA specifically. Like
Yeah,
something.
thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long ago did you draw that?
Oh gosh, see that?
Oh,
Wow.
There you go.
So I was designing sexy transformers along with Gordo's third party. Sorry, my audio is bugging.
Like G1 Starscream and Prime Starscream is the play type.
yeah. This looks like something that they would fight in Bubblegum Crisis to me.
I remember there being a
think
MySpace
maybe-
profile of that character with that drawing.
Oh, sorry, I was muted for a few seconds because I was getting an echo.
Yeah.
I remember there being a MySpace profile with the first female prow that you showed as.
So this was Blue Streak. I used a lot of inspiration from the toy, so it's got a lot of like wacky colors on it. But
I think Toy Warp is trying to ask, did that used to be your Facebook icon?
Or not, MySpace.
Avatar.
This,
MySpace. And if not, then
MySpace. No,
somebody ripped
I
you
was
off.
never on MySpace, but it's possible someone took this.
Okay, yeah, Prowl,
Okay,
but
all right.
your Prowl S was on MySpace. She made the rounds.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's cool. That's cool to know. There's also another picture that so this is from my DeviantArt days.
Oh yeah.
And there's another picture that makes the rounds a lot, and
It's more deviant.
no, I don't know that I usually they usually don't credit me on it, but then someone in the credits might credit me. I'll try to dig it up.
Right. So RJ Eagle on YouTube says that female prowl needs to be produced and manufactured. Wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just got a very specific vibe to it. Like it's like a Bubblegum Crisis mecha or something.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I have a suggestion. No, you know what we should do with that Prowl S that you designed? Here's my suggestion. Deceptikitty and I already have our hands full with all of your other designs that we're going to rip off. So I think that Mr. Magnus should contact CDL, and he's got to have a good relationship with them because he has bought every single one of their figures. So he should contact CDL and say, hey, look, after you do Windblade, why don't you do Prowl S and make sure you credit ARTISTSTAN? And boom, Bob's your uncle. We'll have that character produced by people who know how to make a female figure. What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah, I'm all for it. But the problem with Prowl is that he just doesn't sell. That's I think from a marketing perspective that would be the deal breaker on that.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Well,
it's a Prowl.
I'm going to have to disagree with you because Prowl was one of the most sought after figures from the WFC line, so much that it became a scalp figure.
Oh, that's true. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, I mean that could happen too if you do a low print run because you're like not anticipating sales and then like it sells out and then so. But I think just from my look, this is like my personal like. Anyway, this picture gets shared a lot, but.
Oh yeah, I've seen that everywhere.
I've seen that everywhere. Yeah.
Source.
I'm ready.
But I think. Oh, why am I echoing?
I think maybe when you're sharing your screen, you might have it clicked on share audio. So maybe
Yeah. Okay, I closed it.
So don't click the share audio when you
Yeah.
click on share screen.
So like just from my like my social media, like I'll be like, oh man, I'm gonna draw a Prowl because I love Prowl, and then it'll get like 100 likes, and then like just for comparison, if you do like one of the top 8, because I did Google Trends, and I kind of know who the top 8 are, just from the social media side of things, and if you do any of the top 8, like you're just gonna blow any Prowl drawing out of the water.
G1 Prowl, he's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, he was my favorite character. When he died in the movie, I died.
I died too. I took a hole in the chest with Prowl. There he is. And here he is in Masterpiece.
You ever think
He
you
never
could
made any
animate a version
sense
of
to me
that
being.
where the
Look
Autobots
how
win
fast
instead?
look how fast I transformed him.
He never made any sense. Yes, he was always a cool character, and Michael Bell did a great job voicing him. But it never made any sense to me having a 2-door cop car. Where you going to put the perp?
Yeah,
In the trunk.
good point.
He's a detective.
Well, beat the shit out the
You
perp and then put
you
him
leave
in.
the Unix to bring the suspect in.
No, here's what you do.
He's a detective.
Here's what you do. You beat the shit out the perp, and then you send him to the hospital very fast in your Lamborghini ambulance.
That's what Red Alert's there for then.
That's right, exactly. Why do you
Stan,
have an ambulance? That's the kind
I
of
love
Kukash.
I love how you have that parody commentary on how there's so much death in that Transformers movie.
Yeah, it's so bothersome, and like I don't think people understand. Like, so one of the messages I was pumping out with my animations is people are like, draw Red Alert die. I'm like, no, this is where I draw the line, because I hated the deaths in the movie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be
glorifying that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be compliant with that crap. Like,
let me be that guy.
Yeah,
I remember one of your updates. You said you were talking about somebody said for you to kill Red Alert. He's like, yeah, I'm not doing it. My heart's just not in destroying these guys. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm.
There's a deleted scene. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's but it's like it's just wrong. It's just wrong, and I think. Well, okay. Let me put it this way. I was living in Taiwan. We got a lot of Japanese animation, so I was consuming that stuff. So like from 1988, right? So this is way before anime got popular in the U.S. And so I watched a lot of violent anime. They're great. So it's not like I'm against violence in cartoons. Like that's got nothing to do with it, And then just by coincidence, some of these anime would have movies. They'd have like a 45-minute movie that's completely off the canon timeline, and they would do some outlandish crap, like people dying and like main characters like dying or doing weird stuff. And then, that was called a guidance. That was called a outside story. And so what I realized, not only that violent anime that I really liked in Japan, the animation director at Toei was the same effing animation director, but that Transformers the movie was a Gaiden. It was not a mainline canon story, because like you have all these loopholes. You have no explanation of where the Autobot base went. You have missing characters, you have new characters, and it's a Gaiden. It's an outside story. What they should have done is continued right where season 2 left off, just like they did. And it's just like, well, it's a conspiracy theory. No, it's not, because they brought in Toei. Toei was the master of these weird progressions. They would do canon, and then they would do an outside extra story, and then they would go back to canon. And then no Japanese people were like, oh, you should have continued that Gaiden. You should have continued it. And like no one thought like that. But then in the US, they were like, well, let's continue the Gaiden. Like it's like nobody does that. So I'm really passionate about this. You can see, but like it's like I've realized in my 40s that Transformers the movie should not be canon continuity. It's just.
It was a toy commercial.
Yeah, it was something else. It was just an outside story.
Yeah, it was something else. It was just an outside story.
Like in Dragon Ball has the movies are very much
separate.
Okay, that's not my mic. So.
That's a SETTOM has been echoing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there it is. just straight up delay.
Just straight up
Yeah.
delay.
I was
But
gonna
yeah.
say it's interesting.
I was going to say it's interesting that
worked
you
so extensively with the movie, despite this.
Oh, nice, Deceptikitty.
Soundwave is
muted
taking
now.
over the airwaves.
There you go.
You were saying?
Yeah, I was just saying it's interesting that you think this after having done so much work on the movie, like with the deleted scenes and everything.
Yeah. I mean, it part of it, I might have kind of like, because I'm continuously like sleuthing, and Google's gotten worse and worse. So Google doesn't actually find anything anymore. But back in the day, you could actually go to page 50. Now you can barely go to page 10, and it just says, "Oh, no more results." Right?
Wow.
But then
I thought it was crazy when I noticed that. But yeah, thanks for backing me up. Yeah.
yeah. It's very real. Like Google doesn't do what it used to do. But then I would always like Wombat King and Mel Gibson and all that. Like I was just like constantly like I need to find the storyboards. I need to find extra things, and it's consumed me like for 35 years or whatever. 36, and I guess we're headed towards the 40th anniversary, and so I've been doing this big push for like them to release a new version of the movie. So I still love the movie. Don't get me wrong, I love the movie. And then the big announcement, right? That next year they're doing a new movie with a whole new like high-powered like voice acting cast. And it's not going to be hand animated. It's going to be CGI. There's no way they're going to hand animate that.
I've already heard that it is CGI.
Yeah. And so it's like
Transformers One.
They're not going to spend money on like revamping the movie or adding extra scenes to the movie. So then it's still up to me.
I think you're doing a great job by sticking to like the cell animation, traditional looking.
Yeah, I'll go to my grave doing cell animation. I love it, and it forces me to kind of study other animation, because you get the best, and it forces me to go frame by frame even in the movie, and I notice things that I never noticed before, like errors. Obviously, there's like thousands of errors in the movie, but like not only that, but just timing. Like transformation timing and how to draw explosions and
Cool.
just keeping in style with the movie, like it's crazy. Like drawing an explosion is like 24 panels, and you don't get to skip frames like you do with robot animation. So like explosions actually have to be almost 24 frames per second.
Can you backlit? Because the reason the movie cost so much is because they did all the backlighting. For all the glowy stuff like the energon cubes and stuff. Can you do that backlighting kind of stuff?
Yeah. You can do anything.
Far out.
And then Procreate. So it's an iPad drawing app. They're going to release a new software. This is not sponsored, but they have a new animation tool that looks really cool. So like it's coming out at the end of November. I'm trying to get in on their beta program now. Probably there's like a million people probably emailed them all at once, right? But like I think in my mind, like if that animation software is great, then I think my animation style is going to change a little bit, because if I can increase always the artist's dream, right, is to increase your output, right? But like if it's fun, the more fun it is and the more high tech it is, the more I'm going to draw. That's a no brainer, because Clip Studio Paint was and is still very state of the art, but I'm getting a little bit bored. So like what keeps me going is like tech and like new tech and new discoveries and new stuff. So hopefully, we'll see, towards the end of the year if I can start showing like maybe like let's just say something simple like more transformations, like people I know those are popular. So like just Cybertron mode transforming into robot mode, even if it's the Earth robot mode, which makes no sense, but whatever, right? Just have them kind of like morph into their Earth modes. That'll be fun,
It's always
That's
funny
right.
how you have these
That's right.
toys now that are like spending so much engineering attempting to replicate something that was done in the animation as a visual shortcut because they didn't have to want to design a different robot mode.
Yeah, but
And now they're like, how
I
do
have
we make
something.
this?
Yes, but I have something to say about that. Is that the reason I'm an artist at all is because they were easy to replicate for 5 or no, however old I was, 10
Yeah.
or whatever, or 8. And I think people, I think movie, TV, cartoons, whatever, everything across the board, they may be over detailing stuff because
That's what I hate about the movie.
yeah, in a way, like I'm a form of word of mouth, right? Like if I watch a movie or watch a TV show that I really like, I'm going to draw fan art, and so I am a form of word of mouth that if you make your designs too complex, you lost me. You know, like I'm not going to draw fan art of it. You know, like think of the Michael Bay designs. Like nobody draws fan art of that because it's just it's ugh, right.
It's hideous.
So it's like, but if you tell me to draw Prime, it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, and a bucket fill a little bit here and there. You got Prime, and you see it, you get this feeling like all over your body, right? and so it's like a cheap way to like it's like free marketing, right? And so like I just want to pump that out there as it's like if you're making something, like make the design simple. And that's another thing with the Cybertronian designs is when I'm doing my V2s, version 2s and version 3s and version 4s, I'm breaking my own rule because I'm making them so complex. You know, like the version 1s were like boxes. There's like a box, there's like a triangle, you know, barely any curves, right? And it's just like real simple. And then I'm just like, I'm stupid, right? I'm just like, I'm gonna add a line here, I'm gonna add a vent here, I'm gonna add moving parts here, and now I gotta animate it. So now that's like masked vehicles, right? Like they're like contorting, and it's just like shooting myself in the foot, but I'm just having fun. But then I think movie makers and TV makers and all these people, they have fun, but then they, you know.
Cool. Well, actually, a couple questions before we wrap up for the evening, and then also I'm going to ask, let's stand your permission if we can show, like the exclusive content that you have on your YouTube channel on here, like before we wrap up.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So one of the questions RJ Eagle asked a few minutes back, actually for everyone, Artist Stan and Paddle, other than DEFCON, what other non-mainline Transformer background character from the cartoon would you like them to make into a toy?
Good question.
They've been really good about that lately.
Yeah.
Right?
Like now that DEFCON's out, I think they've hit a lot of them.
Yeah. I've been really surprised. I would say like, I would say more like troop packs. I thought those troop packs were kind of cool. I didn't like, I think like 3 of the 4 choices, which is why I say like I want another troop pack, like just better, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how you felt about that troop pack, but it was just like there was like one that was like, you know, it wasn't even a Transformer face, right? It was like that skull face. I was like, that's not a troop. That's like, that's too specific, you know. And then the jet was like the color was too close to Thundercracker, and it's just like, ugh, it's like Hasbro, you know, like.
So do you have a background character that you'd still?
Yeah,
like
I didn't
to
answer
see
the
made
question.
that
I'm
hasn't
really
been
good
made?
at that. The answer would
I want to
be,
see some junkions, female junkions. That's what
that
I'd
is
like
a
to
good
see.
idea. That is a good idea.
Because like, if you look at the scenes for that whole thing, like for when the junkions are on there, it goes so fast you don't know if there's females in there or not because it's going so fast.
They're not.
Like,
but
it's cool if you could like pop a couple in there just for the fun of it. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you can do that if you're doing all this animation stuff. Go back and
but hold on, clarify this, Artist Stan. You've looked at this the films frame by frame. I believe there are female junkions in there. Am I wrong?
I didn't see any because
yes, there is.
Wow.
Alice,
no, bro, I watched on Blu-ray on slow motion. Yeah, I watched on Blu-ray on slow motion. There's none.
There's none. Yeah.
Okay, well check this out. Check this out. What is that planet that gets eaten? What is that planet and the name of that civilization that gets eaten right at the beginning of the movie?
Lithon.
Yeah. Okay. So there's female robots there.
And children.
Mhm.
Oh
And
yeah.
children.
Well, you said
Yeah,
the children, yeah, because
children.
I
There
remember
you
the
go.
laughter.
Okay, ARTISTSTAN. This is what we don't have figures of. Is a Transformers family. Like if you want to have like what's the opposite of the glorification of violence? Like make a pair of robots that are clearly like parent and children. Which maybe that's Soundwave in his tapes. Spin, if you'll
Not a
give
bad
me
idea.
yeah, Spin, can I
Yeah,
get
that's
a
something.
screen for
That's
a second?
something Impossible Toys should have done. Actually, that would have been really cool if Impossible Toys did a set of Lithonians.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say,
this is the character that I would like to see, that I still want to see made in masterpiece scale. So we do have various for a long time we had no Alpha Trion. This is the Iron Factory Legend scale Alpha Trion. Pretty cool. He matches my vape, you know. But we don't have a version of this guy in masterpiece scale. And the company that could most easily do it was KFC, but now also Fans Toys is coming out with their sweeps and Scourge, and so that's an easy retool into this guy. So that's what I want to see. That's the sort of background character who's a major character, one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah.
And I need him on my masterpiece shelf.
Yeah. It's
Ooh,
funny.
nice.
yeah. I was about to say, Granix is the one that I would like them to see a full-size figure of, because that little guy there is all they've ever done of him.
That would be good.
And he does have an alternate mode. I was gonna pop a picture up. It wasn't used in the movie, but he had one designed, and it shows up in the Marvel Comics, like his Transformers universe profile.
It's funny. It almost looks similar to the Nemesis now that I think back to it.
Yeah, there. I just shared it real quick.
Pulling it up.
I popped up the profile itself. Yeah, so it's not much, but like that's what they designed for him. It didn't get used in the movie, but you know it exists. So if they want to make a full-sized figure of him ever, like that's what they could make him change into. Yeah,
he transformed in the comic, and I actually tried to do a 3D model of this, and it's quite impossible. This is one of those
it's a lot more challenging than it sounds.
Yeah, it is very cheaty. Like it's just his face like deforms, but like I want to see them give it a shot.
I'll try. I'll try and pull up my files. I got pretty far, but it's really not possible. I don't think.
You're gonna do a faux head or something. You're gonna have to do
a faux head. The whole head. Yeah, it doesn't
head.
size match there. Yeah, the size changing there. I want to ask, because you're so well versed on all of the animation in the movie. Did you notice any change in the style of animation? Because I noticed at particularly Starscream's coronation, Starscream has a different character model. Did you notice that?
Yeah. We me and my brothers, we were always like crazy like about the cartoon animation and whatnot. Like Call the Primitives, like we knew that was different. We knew that was studio. No, we didn't know the name of the studio, but now we all know it was Studio Ox or whatever. And so we recorded that one, and you know, obviously we didn't record Carnage in C minor. So yeah, I noticed all that stuff. Like even like the G1, like the low angle Optimus Prime, where he's like all like animated up, you know, he's like he's got that tapering chest. But as far as the movie itself, I mean, it goes in and out, right? Of like just the what do you call it? The keyframe artist was, you know, the key art dude was like a freaking badass, right? And then other scenes like if you look at when when that first bomb hits or whatever Autobot City, and then you see Springer, RC, and the others run up together, and they all kind of talk with Perceptor. Like if you slow-mo that, like the art's horrible, you know. And just I noticed all of those things. Yeah, I'm crazy like that. But I probably got it from my oldest brother, who was like, who like kind of taught me a lot. And you know, like he was, my older brother was the guy who was like, you know, wash your hands before touching your Transformers. Because like you go to someone else's house and like they're like greasy, you know, and they're like, but then at our house, like, you know, we always washed our hands. But I wouldn't have done it. Like I would have, like I secretly brought like my brother's Constructicons and my Constructicons. So I had 2, my brother had 2, my other brother had 2. I brought all 6 to the sandbox, like without their permission.
No.
And then I came home and like, holy shit.
Terrible.
So that was me, but then my brother was like, you should wash your hands, dude. Like before you. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And then my brother would he would memorize tech specs, and he would be like, oh, well, if this guy shot this guy, then, blah, blah, and this guy shot. So he was like all D&D, So I still have that. But so many people don't know the tech specs. So they don't know, like when you see Braun with a gun, and Braun shoots a sound wave and it knocks him back, like in that G1, like that doesn't happen. That to me, that's an error. But that was taught to me by my brother, who said Braun's firepower is a 1.
Yeah.
And there's no way Soundwave's armor is going to get damaged by firepower 1. And Bruce, the reason I gave him all those guns is because his firepower is a 9, and it's like not many people have firepower 9. So but his courage is a 2. So it's like I don't get that. But then just you can use that to tell the story better. It's still useful to this day, But Bumblebee doesn't have his gun is crap. So when you see the Bayverse movies where his gun is he's a warrior, and Optimus Prime is like, where's Bumblebee? It's he would never ask that. He would never ask that. He wouldn't care where Bumblebee was.
Because in my eyes, Bumblebee has always been a human lackey. That's how he's always been. It's a lackey for the human. He drives the humans around. That's all his purpose was in all of it. Right?
And with his salmon interior. It's not pink, it's salmon.
So I got a 2-part question. I got a 2-part question for you. Okay, first part of the question is this: is there a Transformer you relate with? And the second part is, have you ever designed your own Transformer modeled after you?
I relate with. I don't live that vicariously, I know I'm crazy.
That's probably very healthy.
I'm a little bit, but I don't really think about them in that way, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think my thinking of them as characters kind of stopped after G1, and that was my kind of I was a kid, So it's to me it all stopped right there, and to me that's who they are, and that's who they'll always be. They're a fun-loving bunch. And their family, and they take care of their own. They have quirks, right? But there's not a lot of violence, right? And everyone flies a retreat. And they fly away. That's the sweet spot to me, and to me that's where it stands.
Sounds like you're describing the children of Primus.
Except for me, I'm crazy as shit. I want to transform.
So how did you guys all kind of become a crew, man? That.
It was gradual.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it had to do with the Transformers convention in Toronto, TFCon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us are Canadian. 1, 2, 5 of us are Canadian here, and there's TFCon in the United States, and I think we're all part of the same Facebook groups one way or another. And I connected with this guy and this guy and Spin over there at Toronto TFCon.
Okay.
I saw a Children of Primus Freestyle Sunday ad on one of my Transformers pages that I guess Spin is a member of as well, that we still haven't connected as to which one it was, because he just became a member at Liberated. But it came across and I was like, hey, I'm going to check this out, because I had liked the page. And then I was just messing around on my phone and it said, Children of Primus is live now. And I clicked onto it and it was Spin, Orlati, and Professor D, and Anthony.
Yeah. So anyway.
And I just started commenting, and they asked me to join them after a while.
Cool. So the real answer, ARTISTSTAN, if you're not picking it up, is that there is a mastermind behind the scenes who is manipulating all these individuals from different places on the planet.
Primus, give me strength.
Giving them incentives to join this crew. And none of us know who this person is, but the only one who has actually seen a member of this cabal in person is Mr. Magnus. That's why he's walking away from the camera. He doesn't want to have to admit that he's actually met one of the secret members of the Children of Primus at some convention that he went to. Yeah, that's
forbidden lore.
So like,
and maybe Cobra Commander, who's doing all of this.
Do you guys fly down to the U.S. for like for TFCon too, or pretty much you stay with the?
I stay
Sometimes.
local. I don't travel a lot.
Yeah, but Children of Primus, is everywhere.
Yeah. So when I met these guys, it was in 2021. I was going around auctioning off Robeson self-transforming Optimus Prime, but we didn't connect again till years later, and they added me on as a guest, and they're like, "Oh, there was a guy at the TFCon with this Robeson transforming Optimus Prime." I'm like, "Yeah, that was me," you know, like so. And I met Deceptikitty there as well. We hit it off right away. Like, yeah, it was a new world for me at that time. So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
A world where nothing.
Back when I was just making comments. Back when I was just making comments before they invited me on, Dee asked me one time how big my collection was, and I said 1,300 plus bots.
And then I said, "You are officially a member."
He went a mere 1,300 bots.
A mere that.
Yeah, this entire room is dedicated to my collection.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was a viewer. I was a viewer, and they were reviewing other people's collections, and I threw them a link to the video from my my YouTube channel on the Transformers, and yeah, they reviewed it, and after that, they invited me to come on, and they didn't be able to get rid of me since.
and it's not because we haven't tried.
Exactly.
But you know what? So here's something that Spin and I were just talking about off camera the other day. Is something that we just realized about Children of Primus, about this thing which has evolved. Really, it just so basically it organically came together. But what Spin and I realized is that I've got a massive collection here, but I don't have everything. But collectively with this group that we have, like you can name any figure that has ever been made. And somebody in our crew is going to be like, "Yo, hold on a second, bro," and they're going to produce it for you. Like, boom, like you name the figure. Somebody in this crew. If
That's
it's
awesome.
not one of us on camera, we just bring Charlie on, who just commented a second ago.
Yeah.
And he's got the figure. So collectively, we have everything here.
Yeah. Shoot, I think like my kids grew up too long ago. Like if my kids were like sort of that perfect age, I would be buying a lot right now in the name of buying for the kids.
Right. Make an excuse.
ARTISTSTAN, I don't have any children that live in my house.
Same.
Yeah.
And
but he has a few figures that are the size of some small children.
Yep.
Knockoffs too.
Yeah, like
if it's a knockoff, we got it too.
In my closet
That's
here,
right.
I have like a bunch of
We are
spawn
the
toys.
knockoff kings. Sorry, understand what you say?
I just said in my closet here is like I'm dating myself again. It was like I have a bunch of Spawn toys, like from the early
Nice.
You would
It's
hate
like,
what I did with my
man,
Spawn characters.
Used to buy and love toys, and yeah, another
And
thing I
cat.
wanted to mention too.
Gotta
is
have
that,
cat
like,
too. Gotta have a cat too.
Yeah, you gotta have a cat.
All got cat.
Boom! Charlie's
No,
got
we do not.
Browning.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it was RJ Eagle asked, does anyone have Browning? Which Charlie C replied, I have Browning. Which,
There you
funny
go.
enough, I had Browning in probably around 82, 83. So it's like decades before even knowing, what this character was.
Yeah, I have in the recesses of my mind, I have a fanfic about Browning and Megatron and Kiloton, or whatever's other name.
Kiloton, the revolver, right? Is that
Yeah,
the one?
yeah. I mean, that's got to be
Cool. Very
made.
cool.
Someone's got to make that.
Well, you have to make this.
I want to see the revolver as a masterpiece figure.
Yeah. I mean, that guy looked cool. Browning was, again, the proportions. When you see like the Browning proportions compared to Megatron, it's like Browning all the way.
You know what else, guys? You know what else is crazy about Browning? Why we really need somebody to bring Browning in to our collection in the modern sense is because on the back of our first G1 boxes, remember that art on the back of the Optimus Prime and all those first figures in '84. There's a scene, and Browning is in that scene, along with Megatron and Optimus Prime and Sunstreaker, all those guys. So Browning is there on our Transformers stuff. There you go. Let's get a zoom in of exactly what I'm talking about. So there's Prime, Sunstreaker, and can you point to Browning in the back?
Maybe Anthony can help me out with this, but from what I understand, the original animation design for Megatron came from the prototype. Maybe
Browning head.
Was it a Browning?
Where's Browning? Where's Browning here? Can you point him out? I'm not seeing him.
I'm actually, I'll be honest, I've never noticed him in this before.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah,
but
you are correct about Megatron. His animation model was based on a Microman prototype instead of the finalized figure. If you ever see an image of that prototype, it looks a lot more like Megatron's cartoon design than the finished one.
Okay, just Bill, you're holding up the original G1 Megatron. Can you find Browning there and point him out to us?
No, I don't. That's
no on the back. We're talking about on the back. So in that back image, one of the small robots is Browning. I'm pretty sure he's on there.
Artist Stan was going to point something out that he wanted to mention.
Okay, Artist Stan, did you want to point something out from that image?
Not from the back art, but just something else in general.
I'll tell you what.
Okay, go ahead. We can find that later.
If you look at this right over here. There is a hand coming through.
Okay. Maybe on different.
It's a Megatron blaster, but it doesn't wrap around the box. Let me see if I got something that's got a bigger one. Let me check Jetfire's box.
All right, cool. Understand? You were saying.
Yeah, I was going to mention. I keep forgetting what I was going to mention.
I do have the prototype up if anybody wants to have a quick look.
Oh, so I was sleuthing around and I found the origin of Rumble's pile driver arms. It's in one of my videos.
Yes.
It's from the Scope Man. It's from Diaclone Scope, or not Diaclone, Microchange Scope Man. His arms look exactly like Rumble's arms.
Cool.
So you think they use that in the animation from that Diaclone character?
Yeah, they pulled the arms from Scope Man and made it into Rumble's pile driver arms.
See if I can find that real quick.
Yeah.
Before you leave, just tell us a little bit about the image of Megatron that you got there.
Oh,
Too late.
Yeah. So let me go back to it real quick.
Okay,
I have Scope Man. We'll get to him.
I found it.
So this is a prototype of the microchange figure that would eventually be used for Megatron. And it wound up being a bit more animation accurate than the finished one. So it looks like whenever they were designing Megatron for the American animation, they were referencing this instead of the finalized figure.
And in the animation of one of the commercials for Megatron, he looks like this.
Yeah, he has the black helmet and everything.
Yeah.
But on the back of Jetfire's box, the artwork is bigger.
Okay, and you see Browning there?
Oh.
That's him. There he is.
Yeah.
So you see, he's an official Transformer.
Yeah,
he's
there
not
you go. I
just
didn't know that.
microchange.
Nice.
Yeah. So we need him as a masterpiece.
So
anybody know?
Not everyone
Megatron. Sorry. Who's talking? Go ahead.
He's pulling up the picture.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there is Scope Man, as mentioned, with the Frenzy and Rumble pile drivers for arms.
And does he become, what does he turn into? A microscope, a camera? What is he?
Binoculars, I believe.
Oh, okay, that's what you said. Artist stand binoculars. Cool.
Yeah, so they obviously referenced that when they designed the pile drivers instead of the actual microchange figures. Interesting choice of source.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So before we wrap up for the evening, for anyone watching that isn't familiar with the whole concept of what we were talking about with the rediscovered Transformers storyboards, we're gonna play them before we end the evening.
Cool.
Yeah. It's up.
I do have the sound off just in case of YouTube copyrights.
Yeah.
So, what is the sound on this? Is this original sound that you created on here, or is this sound from?
There's multiple versions. I think it's like 30 different versions by now.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll put like a music track. Sometimes I put sound effects. Sometimes I put AI voices. Man,
this looks so good. This is so. I mean, we've been talking about it all day. You're a great artist, but this is just.
This is finished now. Thank you. These two scenes are finished now.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Okay.
I like how you edit it there at the end so you can tell exactly where in the movie's continuity this was supposed to take place.
Yeah.
Like right before Optimus confronts Megatron there.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to bookend it, but I didn't want to do too much because then YouTube would flag it, and the money would go to Hasbro.
Yeah.
You're allowed 15 seconds, and then you have to break it up somehow. Even if you break it up with just like a stock picture of static.
They're getting better. They're getting better and better.
I haven't had a problem with it.
10 seconds. I've had videos flagged for 10 seconds. I've had videos that actually added pieces together to form like 10 seconds or whatever. So even if it's split now, like they got smart to that, they can like actually like count, and then like if it all adds up to a certain amount, then they'll just flag your video. But they're not strikes though; they're just copyright claims, and the money goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
I loved seeing this in particular because I'd read about the contents of like scenes like that for years. Like, they dogpile Optimus, Magnus ejects them out, attacks the Constructicons. So actually seeing it is something else.
I cut the dogpile just because like I didn't feel it was storyboarded well. It looked really silly. Like I don't know if you guys have seen the dogpile, but it doesn't look good.
So you're trying to get Hasbro to actually produce a remake of the movie with your clips involved, right?
No, yeah, because my clips, the quality is not good enough, and the backgrounds are like not finished, and it's more sketchy. Again, I'm just more of a push it out there type of person. I would love if they could just commission the animation and get it done professionally done in Japan, where it should be done. Or nowadays, I mean, obviously even Japan outsources. So as long as there's a Toei level animation supervisor, I think it'll come out good. And add 10-15 minutes, and then celebrate the 40th anniversary. I mean that seems like a no-brainer.
That'd be cool.
Hundreds of people.
But check it out. Understand. That's a great idea if they do it. But if they don't do it, like you just need to do a film screening at TFCon exactly the way Ninjatron did at this past TFCon. He showed his own film. Doesn't matter about copyright claim. Doesn't matter how professional it is. Your scenes, exactly as you've made them, just splice them in where they belong, and we have a celebration, and who cares what Hasbro says about it.
I think without a doubt, ARTISTSTAN is doing such good work, such God's work over here. We're going to have a panel just to watch ARTISTSTAN.
We got to celebrate it. Yeah, we'll just organize a panel.
It's going to happen. Anyway.
I'll fly out. I mean, if you guys can put in a good word for me, and they say,
we can make it happen. We can make it happen.
We'll show whatever Stan wants to show.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to weird stuff, and like parody stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking, but I would.
Ninjatron can hook it up, and he can make it happen. So
that would be awesome. I would do just the Battle of Autobot City, all that other traveling off planet. Forget that stuff. To me, where it is my horse blinders. It's Autobot City, and then I would love to do that. The problem is, I mean, I hate to out my my bad habits. but but now this is now my my therapy.
You're among a group of people with lots of bad habits, so don't feel bad.
So,
No.
so my
As I blow smoke in the camera.
my most awesome bad habit is that I change art styles. Like you guys have seen this on my channel. Like and I'm already talking about a different animation software. So like, but as long as you guys are cool with me like changing animation style as I fill in all these weird blanks and some of them will be sketchy.
I mean, you already reminded us that that's the way the movie is anyway.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe that's why I like the movie so much. Like characters are missing. They're like, oh, we're just gonna forget about this character.
You know what? My version, if I was gonna redo a version of the movie and add in a few scenes, like I would stick it. I do care about the original storyboard. That's great. But I would like to add a few scenes that just explain like the missing who's the missing Dinobot? Is it Swoop or Snarl?
Snarl.
Yeah, so like just a
Actually,
scene with Snarl and a couple other guys, like where they are and what they're doing.
I actually
they
know
could just be on the radio.
the official reason why Snarl is not in most of the movie.
Why?
Do you guys know the official?
I've heard it, but I forget.
I do not
All right,
know.
so if you like, we all have the script now, right? Like get it. You have an OCR version. Search for search for Snarl. Obviously, he's not going to be there. But there's multiple referrals to the Dinobots.
Okay.
And so, for whatever reason, those two scenes that Snarl is in, Dinobots was assumed to be all the Dinobots. But for all other Dinobot scenes, they got the memo that the Dinobots, when referred to in the script, is sans Snarl. So whoever did those two scenes of Snarl, they interpreted Dinobots in the script as every single Dinobot. That's the reason. That's the official reason why he only appears in two scenes. It was
why did they make a memo to delete him anyway?
It wasn't a lost character sheet. It wasn't that. That's all fake. Like the.
Sorry, I didn't follow it. I don't understand. If they said all the if the scene says all the Dinobots,
they say in the script it'll say Dinobots, and so what we understand, like people who know the Dinobots would draw Snarl every time they mentioned the Dinobots are here. You would draw Snarl in every scene, but the movie never mentions Snarl by name, so Snarl was never meant to be in the movie. All the other Dinobots are mentioned by name.
Why was he deleted from the movie?
Yeah. I mean, he was in the trailer, So I guess I maybe there's two possibilities, right? One is that the Dinobots was supposed to mean with Snarl, but for some reason, many of the Dinobots scenes were animated without Snarl because I assumed that there was a memo that went out that said Snarl's not in this movie. Like, don't draw it.
But why? Why do you assume that? Why do you assume that?
Well, I think he was the last Dinobot to come out. Was he?
Yeah. He was.
And so his designs might not have been final. I don't know. Like, I would be speculating at that point. But I think some people are nodding their heads here, so maybe there is some.
I'm pretty sure he came out just shortly after the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I guess. Well, how did they?
Yeah, but they were already designed. No, but those characters were already designed.
Yeah, you're right.
They're Diaclone or something.
So, but anyway, the reason for the error is the interpretation of Dinobot in the script, and that Snarl never.
Whatever they interpreted, when they drew the Dinobots, they didn't draw all five. But that still begs the question of like why, when they said Dinobots, every other time we see all the Dinobots, we see 5 of them. Why is there 4?
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really fully answer it.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. My point is either you're going to have a scene with Snarl in it during your presentation, or at a random time during your film, I'm going to run up on stage and I'm going to pretend to be Snarl, and I'm going to do a little act out. Maybe Freakenstein will get me a Snarl costume. and we'll have a party.
I think another thing I did on my channel was I actually spliced in the G1 cartoon into the movie battle.
That's cool. That's cool.
And so there are reasonable places where you could at least squeeze in a Snarl fighting Devastator.
That would be perfect. That would solve it. You just have him in a few scenes, then you don't got to explain it. Just he's in the battle. He just doesn't have a speed.
Like I can specifically remember he uses his tail to whack Devastator's leg, and Devastator just like kicks him into a hole.
That'd be cool.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, and then that's where he went. He went in the hole. That's why he wasn't there for the rest of the fucking film.
He's
trying and he can't get out.
That actually works. Yeah.
And we know historically speaking that happened to dinosaurs. Like they fell in holes and turned into oil.
The end credit scene is Snarl stuck in.
But how did he get on the Quintesson ship? How did he get on the Quintesson ship later? That's the question.
Good question.
But that's for another time.
Yeah, I don't know, because Earth is really Unicron.
Yeah, that's where he went.
All right, what else did I say?
So you did a lot of placements for. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, Deceptikitty, and then somebody read us the cartoon.
So I was gonna mention, Artist Stan, that like you're trying to fit in all these missing season 1 and season 2 characters into the movie. Where do you feel that Prime's trailer and Roller might fit in the Autobot City battle?
Ooh, nice question. I love it.
I don't know, man. That's kind of a joke question, though, right?
Here's the serious part.
Autobots
Here's the serious part. Remember the tech specs. Remember the Optimus Prime tech specs. They say, just as we don't have your older brothers here, so I'll pretend to be your older brother, Artist Stan. Remember the tech specs say that that Roller and the trailer are all the same entity. Like they're three versions. Like Optimus Prime is actually a holy trinity of these three characters. So the serious question, Deceptikitty was kidding around, but really what he wanted to ask you is when Prime dies and he turns gray, in the other room or the other dimension where his trailer is sitting and Roller is sitting, did they also turn gray and crumble?
That is a perfect parody. That would get that would get way more views than stuff that I write.
You heard it here first on Children of Primus. We're going to show this scene next TFCon. Be there or be a shape that you don't want to be transformed into.
Okay,
I mean, if we can work that out. Like if we're, I could work out an animation for that. That would be effing hilarious.
Okay, so I think this would be really sick. You know the scene where they're dancing around on planet Junk after a while, right? If you could do a character of the Junkions turning into a combiner. Because I've always wanted a Junkion combiner.
Okay. All right.
Their combined mode is called Trashy.
And seriously get his face to look like Weird Al.
There you go. I was waiting for it because I think you need you need a second step to that to that joke, but if it's a Weird Al head, when it comes up like Devastator, it's like
exactly, bro. I want one so bad. You made the Dinobots a combiner. Come on, make the Junkions one.
It'll be easy to draw because it's all junk. I just have to keep.
Exactly.
Just keep.
Just don't make it look like the Michael Bay Devastator because that's what a junk combiner looks like.
Well, actually, that's a really good thing because that would save me to have to design it because I would just make it a Michael Bay Devastator and just change the colors.
Don't do it. We're going to cancel you. If you bring any Michael Bay stuff into this, all bets are off. And
the Bay stuff does kind of look like a pile of scrap metal. So
Exactly. Yeah.
It would kind of make sense.
I think it would scar my soul too much to
Yeah, look, that's taking care to be stupid a little too far.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a demented dog with huge balls. Whatever that thing was. I didn't know that was
we already have one of those on the podcast. I'm not going to say who.
I told you all that the upgrade kit for that Devastator has the testicles underneath of it.
Yes, I've seen
See,
it.
but that's the thing.
All
is
right,
that-
gentlemen. All right, we need to clean up the podcast now. Artiststan, can you bring us back to order?
Well, I was just gonna say that, like, assuming right that most third party are like, that in that Southeast Asia or China area, they know how to have fun,
Yes.
And I'm not saying like whatever right, that toilet humor is fun or funny. But I'm just saying like they experiment, they just do stuff and they blast it out, and it's just like. We need people, we need companies that do that and stop being so risk averse, right? Stop doing freaking sequels, and just like go out and do creative stuff. I want Star Wars that feels new, like completely new, with no homage characters, jokes, filming style, homage scenes. It's just like, where's the creativity? It's just like, let's just go back to full creativity mode. And that's why I feel kind of sad that I didn't support 87 and 88 Transformers, is because they were doing all kinds of stuff. And I was just like, oh, it's too different, But then it's like, we should have embraced it because, that's what we need,
Well, this is what we do on Children of Primus. We embrace different. So that is a beautiful note to
there's a synergy here where like good ideas come out. So I think that's really awesome.
Cool.
Oh,
So
gentlemen, it is past 9:30, so I'm going to have to sign out.
All right,
My
sir.
clock comes pretty earlier, so deuces. I will not be here next week. I may send y'all some pictures from the concert. Everything. I'll be at Louder Than Life 4-day Metal Fest. So
very cool. Very cool.
Rock on, Magnus.
Rock on.
Later, guys.
Sure, Mr. Magnus.
Represent for Children of
joining
Primus
us tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
See y'all.
Let's run through a few comments before we wrap up for the evening. RJ Eagle earlier said that's a good point, D. And can we also assume that any other character that we didn't see killed, example Hound and Sunstreaker, actually survived? Maybe a conversation for another day.
Yeah, well, I created stories for a little paths for all the characters that didn't show up. So
yeah, that's dope. That's dope. We're definitely going to do a panel next year. It's going to be awesome.
Cool. The RJ Eagle also says that's a deep question, D. If one of the reflector camera dies, can they form a semi-camera? That would be weird.
Yes.
They turned into an iPod now.
Oh my god, that's a great follow-up because right, you show the Prime one and then the reflectors are like, oh shit,
Yeah.
And welcome Mirage the Autobot from Facebook, and he asks, what happened to Mirage if you didn't bring it up yet?
Well, you tell us, Mirage.
Yes.
So in the newly released Peter Chung storyboards, they actually show Mirage die like on camera because I was adamant because the earlier shots that we saw were so far away that I just assumed Mirage ran by the window before Megatron shot it. But this new storyboard actually shows Mirage getting hit by Megatron's blast.
Oh man.
So that makes me the wrong person on that.
Right. Storyboards don't have to be considered canon.
Exactly.
They were never animated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like your addition, Mirage. I like you added Mirage where he was on that sliding platform as Autobot City was transforming, and I guess he shot this bombshell on his way by. That was really good. I like that one.
Cool, thanks. Yeah. And so Megatron shot that window, and then when Megatron flies by, I have Mirage pop out another window because his whole deal is to disappear and make you think, right? That
yeah.
So I was just like, "There's no way Megatron hit him," But then we actually have visual proof now that they intended for him to die right then and there. But yeah, definitely go check out the Sunbow archive. It's just it's awesome. A sad scene.
And our resident and the head of our Children of Primus discourse is Deceptikitty. And I think that he might be putting links to a number of those pages that you've mentioned.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, cool.
Cool, which anyone can join at discord.childrenofprimus.com.
Oh yeah, I got it.
And as we wrap up for the evening, I mean, this was another great stream. I would definitely thank you, ARTISTSTAN, for hanging out with us today. And we'd love to have you back another day. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy to anytime. Just hang out, chill.
Yeah,
very cool.
All you got to do is show up. That's how we collect people.
Yeah, I mean, if that's okay, I'll
kind of like
whenever I
collecting
can.
Transformers.
Yeah.
We collect Transformers collectors.
I'll be sure to line up a couple of Transformers here off camera so I can kind of join in and like.
Yeah, yeah. It's 50% of the fun of like, oh, he's got a name. Here he is.
If you
Here's
don't
the
have
guy.
if you don't have a Transformer, you can always bring in a cat.
Right.
Yeah. If you don't have a cat or a Transformer, you have to take a shot.
Cool. So, ARTISTSTAN, where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm all over social media. Mainly YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, but also what are they? Twitter, Threads, for what it's worth. Pinterest, Patreon. I have a Patreon that has like 7 people. What else?
I just got one.
TikTok.
I think I only got 2.
And I have a Discord as well. But I want to join your guys' Discord.
Yeah, likewise.
Cool. And also a brief rundown of I believe is it on change.org that you had the petition for to include your scenes in the movie?
Yeah. That I think I got up to it was like 7,000 signatures, and I do want to make an update. Oops, I just pushed away my mic. I do want to make an update to that, and because it's like we can hit up Hasbro or we can hit up Shop Factory, and I kind of want to like not mail bomb, right? But like if a lot of us kind of like hit their contact page at the same time, maybe we can do something. So, but I haven't really like planned that out, and because I think they do have some push, and I think there was, in theory, right, like they were going to do a lot more for the G.I. Joe 40th anniversary, but because of COVID, they had to cancel a lot of it. So I wonder if they have like extra budget, But I think they just put that into the animation movie. But like. Yeah, when I was working in comics, I actually got to pitch to Hasbro,
Nice.
and they had a lot planned for the G.I. Joe 40th anniversary.
Too bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was a really cool experience. That was my whiff of Hasbro. The closest I ever got to Hasbro. But they saw my ideas, so at some point, I'll be old and I'll be playing on the screen. But that's my idea.
Cool.
But my ideas are all over the place now, and I think that's part of the fun of it. Is that I hope, I hope somebody can do my some of my ideas, maybe some stuff that I can't do.
You put them in the air.
Yes. Yeah. Like the Cybertronian modes, I think they're going over really well, and I think
absolutely.
If somebody wants to collab on the 3D, not 3D, the 3D printing, that's a dream come true for me as well. So
I'd buy a Soundwave lamppost.
That should be official. It shouldn't be like an ab crunch, right? Like a thing in an ab crunch.
Yeah.
It should be like a real one,
And wouldn't it be wild too? The stuff that you that you've created for the Cybertronian modes to eventually hold it in your hand. Like, what would that do to your mind?
I would be, I mean, over the moon. I'd be over the moon. Like somebody made a wheeljack one. I don't know if you guys saw it. If you just Google it, it'll pop up like at the top. But someone made a wheeljack. I don't know if it's a heavy box or whatever with hollow on the bottom or whatnot, but like someone made it, right? And so I'm not even, whoever makes the next one won't even be the first fan to do it, right? So it's really, it's a race. It's a race kind of, you know, and it's on, I'm thinking like, even like if I reach out to a few like whatever, Alibaba or whatever, right? Like you know, if you guys have connections or whatever, like it would be totally cool to like just like even have them not transform, you know, because people want lower budget items, right? And then you have the robot. You already bought the robot mode. Everyone has like the robot mode, so you just put the Cybertronian mode right next to it. It can be, if you really want to go low budget, like I said earlier, just have it hollow on the bottom. So there's all
right.
kinds
If that's the case, and you're going that way, I want a real lamppost, like a life-size lamppost that really works that I can put.
Yeah. I mean,
you know.
But I thought, what I thought
we'll put it right outside the offices of Children of Primus.
Yeah,
Our
But what I thought you were going to say
looks
too
like
is
Metro.
just like a lamppost that doesn't transform, and you just kind of like put them around, you know, like around
Yeah.
the display. That would be awesome. I think that would sell pretty well.
I would use them for my lighting.
And then some Chinese guy, and I hate to stereotype, but whoever that factory guy is, somebody's gonna do a light in it, right? You know it. Then America would be like, I don't want to say America, but I'm just gonna say like Hasbro would be like light. Like you might like burn a carpet, or you know, they just
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you've seen like China's too fast for its own good. Like people get crunched into like factory machines and like all kinds of stuff.
Me and Deceptikitty were talking about doing like an MP4 player that you could slip inside Soundwave's chest that you can watch the cartoons. You know?
Awesome.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm there, and
sick.
I mean, I have to live vicariously through my YouTube screen. I can't actually buy these things anymore, but like the thought of that, right? Like
exactly,
because like, you know, they have the even the projectors, like, you know, they're selling those mini projectors that you can put on the ceiling, like so you can watch when lying down, and the ads are all over TikTok. But yeah, imagine a Soundwave version of that with a shiny chest, like just showing.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely.
If some third party like dude is listening now, just like make it. It'll be out like in 6 months. You know?
I'm sorry, but if any third party company is listening, it better be Mastermind Creation. We need a Soundwave and a blaster that'll fit these tapes, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
I'm so mad that they have not done that.
Let's keep these projects in-house, right?
Yeah.
Third party, forget Mastermind
No,
Creation.
Deceptikitty. When Deceptikitty and I hear you guys talking about, oh, there's third party listening, the two of us are like, yeah, we're the fucking third party that's listening. We're gonna fucking do this shit.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if you guys need an in-house artist, like, you know, you need a box artist, you need an in-house like designer. I don't 3D model. I already said that.
See, I have someone.
Blender, here we come.
Yep.
See,
So RJ Eagle.
I have someone working on an actual transformer for me. I had this idea of using the Canadian fighter plane, the Arrow, as for my character, because like I've always loved the fact that plane still to this day is better than anything that's ever been built still, right? So like they scrapped that and made them dump them into the water. Like that's how crazy it was. So like I want someone to build me, well, I have someone building me, he's an engineer, a transformer that's an Avro fighter plane made from Canada. But the problem is that like doing all that stuff, you can ask Deceptikitty. It's hard to come up with the concept to make that thing look clean, right? Like, where do you hide the arms? Where do you hide the legs? Yeah. Where do you put all the panels? Where do you put the folds? All that kind of stuff like that. But also, because I'm a picky kind of dude, I want the character's head to be a Freakenstein type of character. I want him to be you know what I mean? Like a mixture of like you know how like what's his name, Skyfire is good and bad, like he could switch. I want him to be like that type of character, but I also want him to have like this horror homage to Frankenstein.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're nearing a future where like hyper customization is going to be possible.
Yeah.
So like like you said, but even simpler than that, like let's say like you could swap out a faceplate of Gears or whatever MP toy, but it's like something custom that you want, like a cracked face or whatever, something that has meaning to you.
Bolts and wires coming out, stuff like that.
Yeah.
A light
Or
up
just
electronic brain
to emulate changing gears.
Yeah, anything. I like the idea of having some of the brain showing and it lights up, but like I don't want it to be like a solid light. I want it to look like it's flickering, like brain activity,
Yeah.
Cool. We're in a cool age of customization, but I feel like there's not as many hobbyists to keep up with the technology, like 3D printings and all the stuff that's available.
Yeah, is it prohibitively expensive?
It's, I guess, it's not the expense that's prohibitive. It takes time and creativity. Like you have to become an artist, right? And like the general consumer, I don't think they anticipate that when they're buying this $500, $600 3D printer. They actually have to like spend the time grueling, making their designs, improving it, trying it again, right? So I think that puts a lot of people out of the hobby.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the problems that come with 3D printers when you first start off doing it, trying to level everything, trying not to get warps, trying not to get curves, all that kind of stuff. It's almost like you got to oversize, print everything, and sand it down to the size that you want to, and then that's even hard too, right? But with these metal printers, it doesn't seem like they don't have to do all that kind of stuff. It's pretty precise, but those again are very expensive tools and toxic, so
every manufacturing process has its good sides and bad sides, right? You just have to pick and choose the correct process for your application. Most transformers are made with injection molds for longevity or playability, and ultimately that's where I want to get. 3D printing is really just a middle ground for prototyping.
Yeah.
Cool. So last 3 comments for the evening. The RJ Eagle says to Deceptikitty, please make that Soundwave Light Pulse 3D model. And
Will do.
Also says, I'm buying that, take my money. And RJ Eagle says, love the collab, guys. Yeah, definitely I could see all of us working together on future projects. But yeah, this has been an amazing stream. And again, thank you, ARTISTSTAN, for joining us this evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I definitely had a good time. So yeah, that's and I'll be back if if you guys will click that let ARTISTSTAN join button.
Absolutely.
He's taking over, guys.
Yeah.
This is an invasion.
All right, well, ARTISTSTAN, I think if you want to take us out and do the honors, the way we end the stream is with the great saying by Optimus Prime. If you know it, you could close us out. And if you don't, just give us your favorite Optimus Prime quote, and then we're done.
Oh man, putting me on the spot. My favorite Optimus Prime quote.
You have a quote that I was hoping.
Can someone do one, and then I'll follow up?
Deceptikitty has been inspired. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually inspired by ARTISTSTAN's video. Is till all our G1.
All our G1. That's good. We got to adopt that now.
I would say we all bleed energon.
That's a good one too. But ARTISTSTAN, you say it. That one's yours, Deceptikitty. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I'm pretty bad on the spot. So yeah, till all our G1.
Till all our G1.